The following is an
But this year has not been the first time since 1992. Florida has lost 2 conference games and in danger of not playing in the SEC. Spurrier of the leaders in the SEC of mastermind Woody Woodenhofer. Gators their biggest scare in SEC play, trying to rain on a homecoming party. A homecoming crowd here at Florida Field to town trying to ruin things for these happy time in 81 weeks. Naturally, today they take up East standings. You can see the problem Florida has into the SEC championship game division standings. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Gainesville. Bob Kessling along about this game. We're late in the season, and Florida's got offensive problems.
A winner like Danny Werfel, you're going to be off the season, played the first 5 games, and he had excellent results. But you see what AC Noah Brindise today. He's a senior, and even today, this late in the season, not a tip.
And see the freshman Jesse Palmer before we're done today. Vanderbilt.
Well, exactly right. Now, they have a young offense and a new coach, but they do have the best 3-man. Amy Duncan, all SEC this year. He's the 2nd leading tackler. The surprise has been Carl Tiemann tackles. Really, in the 3rd one, kind of the unsung hero linebacker.
Gators have lost 2 of the day. Back of the field, Florida against Vanderbilt in just a moment.
This isn't just a car. It's a sign of how fun. So if it gets dead, at Nationwide Insurance, we guarantee that your car will be fixed just the way it should be. Any other way.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people past BP shops. Prepaid make great gifts. Moved in next door. So I thought I'd stop going. Because they didn't speak much English, and that they were phone service. Of course, as the resident phone guy, I'm including German. So I put Hans on the line while I continue. Never mind.
Watson's this weekend. These tables and other items were purchased from the factory at 30 to 70 cents on the dollar. And the savings are yours.
And D's New Orleans-style dinners have people talking. Got great meals served with all the fixins, starting at just the New Orleans-style dinners at Captain D's.
For news at 5, 6, and 10, number 1 with Mid-South viewers.
of the week. Bell South. Bell South is proud to see. By Nationwide Insurance, it's nearest you. And by Nations Bank.
Steve Spurrier bringing his Florida Gators out. Our Bell South SEC game of the week. Bob Stoops' defense had the lead Florida in the second half, and then Georgia marched the ball down the field. That was one of the...
But this is just not typical for Florida. These fans are used to just winning. All of a sudden, in the last 3 weeks, they've lost a little, stop them on defense, and all of a sudden, they seem vulnerable.
Weather conditions today perfect for football. The temperature 50 here for Florida. And the humidity is 66 degrees. The wind today, Dave, might be a factor. It's swirling a bit.
Yeah, it certainly is. The flags and down on the field on the top of the goalpost, they're going in the other direction.
Florida won the toss. They elected to defer, and so Vanderbilt to get the ball. Team offensively, Dave, they've been a very slow start.
Really getting started, Bob. They have moved the ball well in from 20 to 20, and that's what Woody Woodenhofer was really concerned about. He said, we've not been successful.
There's Noah Brandeis, a transfer, and has earned a starting spot, we think, today. We don't know for sure. There's been some talk that Spurrier's going to starting. It might be Doug Johnson. We'll just see who walks out on the field.
Well, Vanderbilt that they're playing, they're not even in the tunnel. It's going out on the field to line up, and Vanderbilt has not come out.
For Vanderbilt to score in this situation, you would think, with nobody on the field. Dave, you've seen a lot of football games. Have you ever seen a team not show up?
Well, I hope.
Form up. And now here comes Woody Woodenhofer.
Well, you say.
Vanderbilt comes into the game 3-5 overall, 0-5 though in the Southeastern Conference, 2 and 4-2 in the SEC. Making Steve and you see Spurrier today also gear victory at Florida. Getting set for the kickoff. Let's go downstairs to...
Thanks, Bob. Woody, it's almost a mirror image. You come against a Florida team that is watching. You've got the SEC's best defense.
Well, it's a great opportunity for our defense to rise up and play against a good offense. exciting opportunity for us to come down and play a Florida team, but still a great team.
Versal, your offense not performing up to standards the way you'd like to see it against a very tough game.
Football, and we get down in scoring area, we got to score points in this league.
All right, Woody, good luck this afternoon. Let's go back upstairs for the call of this game to Bob and Dave, guys.
Okay, Chip, thanks a lot. The touch troops getting set, but Vanderbilt has had problems in the red zone, especially times they've only scored 14.
Well, you have horrible statistics. When you get down there, you got
Alvin Duke and Damian Charlie down deep for Vanderbilt, and Dukes will watch it sail through the end zone on the Commodore line. And Damian Allen now will field, senior out of Strongsville, Ohio, 6'1", 188. You see his stats. He's only completing 47% of his passes, but that's still the best. See the 7 touchdowns and the 4 interceptions.
Important, Bob, for him to get a good start, get one of those confident plays, complete a and get some confidence on this offense.
Florida, as they'll do all day, jam in the line of scrimmage. And the handler. Starting lineups first for Vanderbilt's offense.
Well, Todd Yoder has to have a big day. They've got a good halfback in Morgan. He has got to get down and got to get open. He's got to get separation. He's got to have a solid play, and this is allowed 15 sacks this season.
And they lose 3 yards on the first play. By McGrath again, this time straight up the middle across the 20-yard line. Reggie McGrew makes the stop for the Gators, and Vandy now faced with a 3rd and long. And now minus for the Gator defense.
Well, Bob, you love Willie Rogers all the time, has 4 sacks. Moton, McGrew, and good backers, but they've got a lot of injuries. The secondary should be tested today. Williams, of course.
Bobby Stoops calling the defense for the Gators. 12th in the league in 3rd down conversions. They've got a 3rd and long here. Try the quarterback draws, got a first down. Vanderbilt. Damian Allen picks it up and gets the first down.
Well, a design play. That was quarterback draw all the way. Evidently, they saw that the right guard caves down inside. Watch this. He caves him down inside, and then he comes back around. That's opened a big hole. Down inside right there, he's trapped. Now you see Damian Allen just kind of making that yardage. That may be a heck of a play. That's what they needed to have stuff happen to him to open this game.
There, the Gators knocking back. Jimmy Williams is the Commodores' leading rusher and also leading receiver, trying to get something going offensively.
Well, you see the point of attack. Anytime have to change direction in the backfield, like or closing up the hole at the point of attack.
He grew up in Ocala, Florida. Was Jimmy Williams, we mentioned, didn't start today. Now on 2nd and long. Allen dishes it out, went across the 40 and out of bounds.
Boy, and that was an excellent on the weak side. Johnny Rutledge, number 5 of your screen. You're going to see him come right on Allen. He looks out, picks the back out of the backfield, just drops it to him. That's Jimmy Williams, as you said, the leading receiver. And he's got speed to get to the outside and picks up nice yardage. Wow, this is a huge drive for Vanderbilt. We talked about field. They have not had success like this before.
They go to the end 10. Commodores, the option. Williams on the corner. Knocked out of bounds out to make the play to Kia Brown.
That LSU played against Florida. This is an interesting way. Fake the fullback action. Now come down the line. Look at the pitch. Very dangerous pitch. You pitch it like a basketball, but they pick up good yardage. We should see a lot of that option today, especially to the weak side, away from.
Of course, Damian Allen's career growing up was learned to be a drop back thrower, 5th all-time passing in Vanderbilt history. And now he cranks one. Contact on the cut. Yoder trying to work his way free that time from Fred Weary. And the ball sails incomplete. So 3rd down again for Vanderbilt.
When he made his turn. There he is, number 81 against Weary, 24. Watch on the jersey. You see he kind of stumbles a little bit, but that's one thing that Florida does so well is they jam the receiver.
Lambert, the offensive in this drive, which started at the Vanderbilt 20. Then shoved back. He's going to be short of the first down. For Woody.
Well, you know what? If I'm Woody Woodenhofer, I might even go for it. I mean, I know he wants to punt him, hold him deep, but and he said, well, it's early in the game, and we want to pin him back deep. And he's got such a good defense, so I think that kind of sways going for it.
Jaquez Green drops deep to try and field the Joe Webb punt. Webb, a freshman punter, averaging 40 yards per kick. And then you see Jaquez Green, a very dangerous kick returner. Green stands back in the scoreless game. First quarter and gains all.
Why did he run with the ball? Oh, I can't believe he took off deep. And he thought about it for a second.
It slipped out of his hand when he went to take it off. He would have had a first down as it turns teen. Watch everybody peel off. Bill.
Our driver, Bill Elliott, eats a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Awesome. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
Kit Kat break.
1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me up a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. Give me a break. I want to take a break with that Kit Kat bar.
Titanium. When put into a golf club, it has the power to launch a ball extraordinary distances. Flight XL, well, it can... Top Flight X.
At 6 a.m., my coffee maker grinds its own beans. Wake, buy books on the internet. I fax, I email. I am at P. You'd think that since Nations Bank lets you bank just about any way you want, do I bank by phone or do I use one of their 2 zillion ATMs? You know what? I still go to. Hey, I'm an old-fashioned guy.
Not a lot of style points for the kicker, Joe Roth, but he got good line. Doug Johnson gets the start, but we expect to see Johnson sometime this afternoon. The Gators take the ball at their own 15-yard line, and Dave, all season long, Florida's only had one.
That is really incredible when you stop and think about how powerful this offense has been. But Bob, we noted that in the last 3 games they have.
Gators had their string of straight games of touchdown passes. Georgia game. Brandeis trying to get them going today, and they go to the run. First time, Fred Taylor pulls his way forward for a pickup of a couple, and one of those great Vanderbilt linebackers, Carlton Hall, makes the stop. Now time for the Nations Bank starting.
And you highlight first of all that Fred Taylor because he's an outstanding running back. You got Frazier, Jacques Green, really the wide out that they go to a lot. Line up front, Wiley Rich, the only senior on this. Pillar and Blackshear are switches today.
Miller's been hurt all season long. By the time they recover, Ainsley Battles comes up and stops Green short of the first down, and now some pushing going on among the Commodores. And
on the backside because this is going to pick up a lot of yards, but you're going to see good recovery there. You see the end come in, cornerback comes in, and look at the safety, number 8, Batten. He comes up to make the play. You can see that they've got him locked inside. Good move there to get outside by the defense to stop that long run.
Well, the Gators first test on a 3rd down. It's 3rd and 3, scoreless in the first quarter. Vanderbilt and Florida. That brings everybody to the line of scrimmage.
They've got a lot of guys in the box, tackle to tackle. They've got 7.
And they're going to sack Brandeis all the way back inside the 5. It's right up the middle. Brandeis couldn't get out of the play, and the Gators are backed up, and they go 3 and out.
Boy, great non-show. You see Hall there, 34 come into the picture. They were playing big man on big man. That's Carlton Hall. He's had just a spectacular season this year.
Fred Taylor, watch, goes left to pick up the ball, and the Gators are going to drop back and punt.
Well, you know, Bob, Woody Woodenhofer always has one of those blitzes. You remember last year he used that safety blitz, and it really confused.
And the left footer gets it out of there, driving, wobbly kick for the 40th Steve. But the rest of the Gators come on. And Vanderbilt will have great field position at their own 46-yard line. John X. Knightus goes down to make the stop for the Gators. And you see the frustrations on Steve Spurrier's face, and he admitted to us yesterday, rotating the quarterbacks, it was just a troubling situation. He wasn't sure what to do.
Well, it's so hard when you lose somebody like a Danny Werfel. And when you're going with a new quarterback, there's the man, Woody Woodenhofer, that you don't want to go with when you have defensive marvel.
We played 6 minutes scoreless. Vanderbilt with it. Gets rid of it, throwing long and too far out of bounds. The pass way downfield. Intended for Tavares Hogan's on the coverage. Was back there.
Well, I think I was wondering if that's Willie Rogers, 54.
Well, Dave, let's talk about their defensive problems. All their linebackers have been banged up. Mike Peterson practiced sparingly this week. He's not going to go today, apparently. Dwayne Thomas with a shoulder injury for today. In fact, they're starting Teddy Sims at middle linebacker. So, I mean, this is a banged up Gator.
Means today with the limitations on scholarships and the time and all those things, nobody has a lot of depth. And Florida has really, last year where they were able to they have lost several people. And Willie Rogers, if they lose him, you see him that they're trying to get him up on his feet. If they lose him, he's the real leader. He's really one of the only leaders that they have out there on this defensive unit.
Well, it looks like he's putting some pressure on that leg, so we'll get an update from Chip Carter.
I'll end of the play. Oh, that.
Pete, get out of the way. Pete took a shot on that one. Now he's working on Willie Rogers. Pete might have to have somebody working on him a little bit.
Exactly. Anytime a player takes off his helmet and throws.
Beauchamp's in to replace him. McGrath, nowhere to go. Gets to the 45. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Good pressure.
Well, this is a trap play, and you'll see that when the backer steps up in there, this right here, you're going to see a trap go back this way, back in there. And watch how he just stuffs it right there. That's 92 McGrew. He comes in there. Look at the backer just step up in there. And it's Beauchamp, 93, who comes down inside. They really did a good job of stuffing that play.
So you see the Commodores 2 of 3 on third down conversions. This will be their longest one. Damian Allen's got to put it up. Pressured, throws it, intercepted. Fred Wary. Wary's got some room to run. Fred Wary spun down at the Vanderbilt 35. Jared McGrath finally runs him down.
Well, you can't float the ball on an out pattern. You cannot float the football. Wary is number 24. It's the ball when it comes off Damian Allen's hand. It's not a rocket. It floats in there. Wary playing the quarterback's eyes just died. He knows what to do with the football once he gets it.
Dave, you mentioned 25. That was Elijah Williams. They had both cornerbacks on the same side.
Well, they're playing the slot on that play.
15th career interception for Fred Wary. Number 1 all time for the Gators. 6 defensive for Vanderbilt. The screen to Taylor. And he breaks it. Freddie Benson runs him down. But Fred Taylor makes the reception. And out Florida threatening to score the first touchdown of the game.
Well, it's a good call. It was a screened ice when he drops back here under a lot of pressure, holds up just to the last second, and dumps it over those rushing linemen. Now you pick up the big guys. They get out fried, get the blocks. That's exactly what you want to do with the football, and Fred Taylor is picks up those blocks and plays often. You can't make mistakes against.
Now comes into the game. He's the slot this near side, and he takes off on the reverse. Oh, it was Carroll leading through there. Green on the reverse. Both near side. Both took off into the reverse pattern. Green got the ball. The second time they've run the reverse with him today.
They have 2 players, one after the other one. You see Bo Carroll, number 2, leading, and then 5, Jaquez Green carrying the football.
Carroll put a pretty good block on down there on Chavis.
He's just a freshman.
Turnover problems for the Commodores. They're last in the league in that department. And at this time up the middle, Fred Taylor takes it down to the 5-yard line, but still the Gators face. The thing about the Vanderbilt defense, they have forced 15 turnovers this year, but they've only recovered 2. If they get half of those, they're probably in the middle of the pack. 15
fumbles and not. That's kind of interesting. It means that they're not getting the second and third guy are not getting
into the game. Scoreless in the first quarter here in Gainesville. Rod Frazier comes into the game. Frazier. They hand the ball to Frazier inside. And Vanderbilt snuffed that one out. They tried a little trick play there. It didn't work.
They did. They tried to hand off quick, but Jamie Duncan did not fall. 49's the middle backer, and you see they're going to clog it up right there. See, he turns around. Now he's just going to sneak in there. You see that
Glenn Young also.
Glenn Young also. That's an interesting play. It's almost kind of reminds you of Fumble Ruski to a degree. You hand the ball, he turns around, fakes it, and you try to take the action away.
Gators on the board. It is right through there. And the Gators lead on the field goal from Collins Cooper. And we'll be back after this word from your local SEC.
Pete heard about it from his neighbor.
10-3-2-1.
And he passed it on to Beth.
With 10-3-2-1, I save over AT&T on every call with it.
% off all calls over 20 minutes.
Then make your call as usual.
And the charges appear on your regular phone bill.
A call to my brother in New York used to cost $8. Now it's $4.
Plus, get great international rates.
Mexico.
10, 3, 2,
1. Good news travels fast.
Pass it on.
Hey, Murphy.
Yes!
Your new Hastings is now open with the best selection of books, video games, movies, software, the latest hottest music. Your new entertainment superstore is now open. Don't miss all the special events and register for prizes.
Hastings Superstore.
1660 Memorial Boulevard.
Well, you bought yourself a great set. You got your cup holder, your vanity mirror, and that's that!
Buying something big? You line a second line of credit at a lower rate for your bigger purchases.
So,
How's the jacket working out for you?
Of course, within reason.
Great. Hey, where'd you fly off to?
In credit and extra credit. Bravo. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Watch out. Once the crave gets you, it's got you. Now get the 20-pack and you've got a lot for a little. White Castle.
Homecoming crowd sellout at Florida Field. At these Vanderbilt Commodores, Steve Spurrier's team leading 3-0. Cooper Stevenson to kick it off. Deep Davy for Vanderbilt. Out across the 20 to the 20, but 1st and 10. Let's go downstairs to Chip Carter with an update on the Florida injury situation.
There's a sprained right knee. He was putting pressure on it down to the sideline, and the doctor says they're going to afternoon.
Jim, what about Pete, the doctor? Was he all right when he got run over?
Yeah, I asked him if he was okay. He said it's the hardest hit in his career. He'd rather tape him up than get hit.
You got that right. Pete Indelicado, one of the best in the business. So Damian Allen, his team has fallen behind again. He's going to try and rally him here as they take the ball at their 20. Now they'll mark it close, almost to the 25. Allen followed up. Penalty flag is down, and they're going to lose 3.
Yeah, I believe you're going to find Moten was offside, and there jumped into the neutral by Damian Allen to draw the defense into the neutral zone, draw him offside, get a free 5 yards.
That's exactly right. Florida's offsides. You see the officials today. Steve Shaw, our ref, is the umpire, and the rest of the officiating crew today.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
Dave, let's talk about Florida backers. They lost actually 3 of them during the Georgia game. It's hard to play without linebackers, isn't it?
Well, it surely is. They had to bring Johnny Rutledge into middle linebacker. He's usually the outside backer. Then they had to bring Teddy Sims up. So there's a lot of switching around out there. And you just lose continuity because the guys in backup don't get that much practice time, Bob.
Dwayne Thomas is in there at middle linebacker right now, playing with that sore shoulder. McGrath catapults on a 1st and 5. About freshman, he's gained 358 yards on the school records in high school. Rushed for over 34 touchdowns. They retired his jersey for his tie. 2nd and short now. Vanderbilt with the football in their own territory at the 33-yard line. McGrath, not this time. Good penetration by Willie Cohens. And Vanderbilt has it 3rd and long again, and they don't want to be in this situation.
No, they should have come inside on this play. You'll see he goes outside. Right there, it's a draw. He goes outside right into Cohen's, number 55's hands. The play was back inside. They only needed 3 yards, and they didn't pick it up. Now it's going to bring 3rd down and 5. Look for Damian Allen maybe to use that sprint out where he has that run-pass option if he rolls out of the pocket.
Anthony Asma wide to this side. One-on-one with Elijah Williams, but he rolls the opposite way. Allen does. Looking, pressure, breaks free, short of the 1st down. To about the 31, he had to get to the 35, and so the Commodores will be forced to punt. And Joe Webb comes back out of the field.
Well, you have to put 1st downs together when you want to control the clock. With 3.5 minutes left in this 1st quarter, you don't want to give the football back to Florida, be 3 and out, 3 and out. That first drive when they were able to move to about midfield really helped them. They've got to do more of that on offense.
Wind is swirling, so you can't really tell if it's at his back or not. It's not really moving much on the field right now. Webb, his 2nd punt of the day. Driving spiral. Back deep is to get it. Jaquez Green. Green across the 30 and swarmed under by Vanderbilt. Good coverage there by Anthony Jordan. Florida gets the ball back. 1st and 10. The Gators will have it leading 3-0 on this homecoming day at Florida Field. Brandeis ready to come back out for the Gators when they come back.
Come into Shoney's now and start your day out right with Shoney's Unlimited Breakfast Bar. Fresh fruit, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, cereal, pancakes, and more. So you get to enjoy breakfast just the way you like it 7 days a week at a great price, even if you only make one trip through. But yet, the Unlimited Breakfast Bar only at Shoney's. Let's eat.
This isn't just a car. It's a sign of how far you've come. So if it gets damaged, Who do you want on your side? At Nationwide Insurance, we guarantee that your car will be fixed just the way it should be. Because we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nationwide is on your side.
The Deal Maker, starring Gary Goodman.
Oh, Goodman is believable.
I'll make your day on the Grand Marquis, $19,395.
The setting was beautiful.
2 thumbs up.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a what other dealers say. I'll sell you a Cadillac for $31,995.
Gary Goodman was great.
Riveting.
Dodge Club Cab, $259 a month. This is the start of a beautiful relationship.
The Deal Maker, playing now.
Florida leading Vanderbilt 3-0 here at Florida Field. Next week, we have a split. You'll either see Mississippi State against Alabama, or you'll see these Florida Gators travel to Columbia to take on South Carolina. Check for the game in your area. That's next Saturday. Our Bell South SEC game of the week. Willie Rogers trying to work that leg muscle. Get it back into gear, get back in the game. You see Terrace Ross, the tight end, a senior from Dade City, Florida, gets the start today on this homecoming day because he's a senior and also has been playing much better. Had a 30-yard touchdown catch against Tennessee and would like to haul one in today for Noah Brandeis. Third time the Gators have had the ball, 3 and out the first time, second time off the interception, a field goal. Now they had the ball to Fred Taylor, run down from behind and stop after a pickup of 2.
That was good movement along the line by the defensive line. They're taking gaps. So they slide around, take gaps. Everybody takes the opposite direction, but they play strong up front.
Ryan Alls made the stop for Vanderbilt. There's Glenn Young, who leads the team in sacks with 6. Nations Bank, a proud sponsor of SEC football, is your place for mortgage loans. Call 1-800-NATIONS-BANK. Nations Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Bob Kessling, Dave Rowe, Chip Carter today from Florida Field. They're in the shotgun, and Brandeis has time to throw. Dumps it out. Green is wide open and drops it. He dropped the ball. Looking to run. He had plenty of room to get the first down and more. And that's just typical of what's been going on the last 3 weeks.
Well, that just has not happened before for this Florida team, but you're right. He's standing out. The Green is standing out here, backing up. Look at this. 8 yards back, 10 yards back, nobody there, and he just drops the football. That's a 10, 12-yard pickup, at least the first down. And look at the reaction. Oh, no. I don't want to go over and talk to Coach Spurrier.
Third down. 9 yards to go for Noah Brandeis. Time to throw. The fake pattern complete, but he's out of bounds. Out of bounds. The catch made by Travis McGriff with Corey Chavis right on him, but he was well out of bounds.
Yeah, he really was. And, you know, you hear all the boos. The fans are thinking that perhaps he could have come down in bounds, but that's not the ruling. The ruling is that he was carried out of bounds. His impetus took him out of bounds. You see he'll go up high. Right here he's high, and when he comes down, you see it's a continuation.
Well, let's clear it up. It doesn't matter if you get pushed out of bounds. You have to get your feet in bounds.
Exactly right. No longer can you be pushed out of bounds, and where they used to say, oh, he would have come down in bounds, would have had the foot down.
You've got to get in bounds. So really a good defensive play that time by Vanderbilt. Stevenson, left-handed, low driving spiral, back to get it as Duke. Nice return up to the 35-yard line, and Vanderbilt will have good field position again. Good coverage down the field by Florida. Down the field for the Gators, along with John Exnitis. Stay tuned at halftime for our Bell South You Call the Play feature. A look at a big game from SEC games past.
Bob, really serious series for Damian Allen, of course, his Vanderbilt team. They cannot keep on putting pressure on their defense. They've got to move the ball, select plays, make good play choices, and pick up first downs. They need 2 or 3 first downs together.
Paul Morgan in motion. With a handoff up the middle to McGrath. Pretty hard charge and run at that time by McGrath. Up across the 37-yard line, Willie Cohens comes up and makes the stop. One thing about Vanderbilt, they have only scored 16 points this year in the first quarter, given up 37. They've got to move the ball.
Well, you see one of the numbers in the picture is number 1. That's Tony George. He's a strong safety. Whenever your strong safety is that tight tackle box, you know that they're not fearing the pass. Vanderbilt has got to drop back and challenge the defensive secondary with passes.
Tico Spikes is inching up a little bit this time. The option shut down by the Gators, and Damian Allen barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Reggie McGrew, along with Dwayne Thomas, come in to sandwich him and drop him.
Boy, that's incredible right there. You see the score by quarters. Florida, they get off to a quick start, 111 points, and as you have talked about, Vanderbilt just slow. Of course, Vanderbilt only has 3 points today in this first quarter. Excuse me, Florida only has 3 points.
So the Gators now going with the 6 defensive backs, and Vanderbilt now out there with 3 wide receivers. And out of the shotgun, Allen pressured and dropped. Terrific penetration by Mike Moten, and he drops him for a big loss, almost 15 yards.
Well, that was a twist play by the tackle in the end on the strong side. And what they do is the tackle the end comes down hard inside. See him cut down inside. Look at Moten come back off to the outside and make the tackle. That's Beauchamp who comes down inside. That's his 4.5. He's had 4.5 sacks this season. Moten has, and of course they have 38 sacks coming into this game. That's incredible.
Joe Webb into punt again. Wobbly kick, end over end. Jaquez at the 40. Dropped right there. Good coverage by Corey Chavis. And so Florida has good field position. The first quarter has ended with the Florida Gators leading Vanderbilt by a score of 3-0. Back on this homecoming, brilliant sunny afternoon in Florida in just a moment.
There are some people who prefer to be left in the dark. But if you prefer the light, you need a Honda generator. They're easy to start, efficient, and quiet. But best of all, they're reliable.
Honda. That thing always work. Always.
For a free brochure, call 1-800-426-7701.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering.
Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
You know what I'm doing? I'm applying for a loan. This is Nations Bank. Well, not this, but you know. See, Nations Bank gives you tons of ways to do your banking. You can actually get a loan over the phone. Hello. Transfer funds, too. Oh, could you hold on a second? Thank you. And they have branches all over. ATMs, just about everywhere. I can even stop by Nations Bank on the net. Oh, I'd show you, but I'd have to get up. Hi, I'm back.
Florida leading 3-0 at the end of one. Steve Spurrier's offense is still struggling a bit.
Well, they are. They are struggling. Look at those stats. You can't play Florida. That's not Florida football, 26 total yards. But look at Vanderbilt. They only have 26 yards also. Florida, of course, held on that 3-and-out. Vanderbilt took the ball, had that one good drive. If they could have gotten one more first down, they might have been able to keep that drive alive.
No, Brandeis starting the second quarter. His team in front by 3 points. Rod Frazier, the fullback. Fred Taylor dots the I on 1st and 10. Brandeis throwing long. Got a streaking Jaquez Green, and he's got it inside the 10. Fred Benson was right with him. Jaquez dropped the last one. He didn't drop this one.
Standing concentration by Jaquez Green. When you go out for the football and you go up and the defender's got his hand right there, you can't ask for better defensive coverage. But watch the concentration. Once that hits his hand, he pulls it in. I'm not sure he didn't pull it in with just one hand. Watch again, just a quick post pad. And what a perfect pass by Brandeis. Just right there. Look at that concentration.
You can't play much better defense than that, though. Fred Vinson was right with him.
Oh, yeah. Had a hand right up in his face.
48 yards on the pitch and catch. And the Gators have it 1st and goal.
That's an audible.
Everybody's jumping.
I wonder if they ran out of time. I heard the official whistle.
I think Steve Spurrier wanted a timeout. He was signaling timeout.
Dead ball foul. Delay of game.
Yeah, that's what it was.
5-yard penalty. First down.
See, that's what Steve was yelling. He saw the clock going down and started going timeout, timeout. and they didn't look over at him, and of course they get the 5-yard penalty. You don't like that.
Here's Doug Johnson, the sophomore out of Gainesville, threw 7 touchdowns in the first half in one game. 3 wide receivers to this near side. Jamie Richardson is in the middle of them. Jacques Green wide to the right. And the handoff goes to Taylor, trying to sweep left end. Breaks the tackle inside the 10. Lost the ball, but it goes out of bounds.
Boy, you don't think of Fred Taylor as a power runner, but did you see him lower that shoulder that time?
Jamie Duncan brought him down. Fred Vinson helping out.
Well, Fred Vinson is the one that's going to get run over, Bob, to start. Watch, look at this shoulder come down right in there. Boom. He lowered it on Vinson and then picked up about another 4 or 5 yards afterwards.
You see his career stats where he ranks. Not bad. Remember, he also beat out Elijah Williams, who was 8th all-time in Florida rushing. He's now playing quarterback. Brandeis loops it in the middle. Knocked away. Good defense. Travis McGriff trying to get it, but Fred Vinson knocked it away. And again, a pretty good defensive play by the Commodores.
Well, that was excellent defense. That's exactly what you want your defensive back to do, is go for the football, get that hand up in there. And you'll watch number 1, Vinson. Watch the quarterback in the lower screen. Watch Vinson come into your place. There's the pass, just the dump. Look at Vinson. Good recovery. Get that hand up, swat the ball away. It's just as well as you can play it.
Florida now 0 for 2, 3rd down conversions. Brandeis throws a bullet. I think it's intercepted. Jacques Green was trying to get it.
Oh, maybe they're
now they're saying the ball hit the ground.
Boy, it sure looked like an interception to me.
Battles jumped right in front of Jacques Green. He thought he had it. The referee said no. So the Gators forced with another field goal opportunity.
Well, watch Battles 22 come in here. Hits him right in the middle. Now, does he have control of it?
No, there it is.
Yeah, they say it bobbles it going down. Watch again, number 22, Battles. Right there's the ball. As he goes down, they said he did not have control of the ball, evidently. And you see Green come in there trying to rip the ball out.
Collins Cooper on for a 25-yard field goal attempt. Line drives in and missed it.
Yeah, no good.
Collins misses the field goal. Now the game stays 3-0.
Well, Bob, you talked about the offensive woes, and for Steve Spurrier, this is so untypical of a Steve Spurrier team. You could tell the minute the ball came off his foot, the trajectory of the ball, it was a knuckleball coming off. It doesn't have, you see the way it's kind of not spinning? It doesn't have that end-over-end spin, so you knew that he had hooked it.
That's his 3rd miss of the season. He came into the game 4 of 6. He's now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. So Vanderbilt goes back to work. They've kept the Gators out of the end zone. Now they're trying to work on their side of the football, trying to get the ball in the end zone. Jimmy Wood at tailback, stopped by Johnny Rutledge. Williams, an interesting story from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, recruited by Florida and LSU and a bunch of the other SEC teams, but they wanted him to play defensive back. He said, no, I want to go someplace and play tailback.
Well, you know, it's interesting, too, Bob, as we look at this game and we look at the play selection, run the football, keep this game close, wear down the clock, and for Woody Wittenhofer, he hopes that they just still have a chance late in the game to win.
Damian Allen sacked that time, going back to pass. Johnny Rutledge again drops Damian Allen.
Well, rather take a sack than all up, and that's what happened with Damian Allen this time. The pocket collapses around him. Remember, this is a young offensive line. As he looks downfield, he has nowhere to go. Good pressure from the right side there.
But
that was
Gurley.
Mitchell. Yeah, and Gurley, too. Good pressure, force him back up in the hole.
There's Johnny Rutledge. His defense leads the conference in sacks. A handoff inside Jimmy Williams. Run down from behind. And drops short of the first down. Teddy Sims, the freshman out of Belle Glade, comes up and makes the stop. And the Commodores have to punt again.
Well, again, that offense, they just have got to put first downs together. You've got to take the pressure off this defense. I know they have a great defense, Vanderbilt does, but you've got to take the pressure. For Florida, this may be the chance when you flat out come after the football.
Joe Webb in the punt again. Jacques Green is deep. Ball won't turn over. Jacques calls for a fair catch, and the Gators take it at their own 42-yard line. So it's been a defensive struggle so far. Only a field goal on the board to show for either side. The Gators lead by 3 in the second.
Oh, bathroom. Oh, bathroom, bathroom, bathroom. Oh, yes.
Traveling's an adventure. Where you stay shouldn't be. Fairfield Inn by Marriott.
Every now and again, I like to stop by Bell South's Emergency Command Center and pop in on my old friend Gary.
Hey. Tyler. Wish she hadn't come today.
Why?
It's not a good day.
Seems I came during a test drill.
The hurricane is blowing at 92 miles an hour.
When everyone at the command center practices for a real disaster.
So, how long does the drill last?
A week.
A week?
That's an average.
So it could be less, right?
Or more. That's what an average means.
I want those generators on flatbeds in 2 hours.
I mean, we've got rerouting systems to set up, emergency workers to send out to the site.
What are we going to do for food?
Food? There's no food. We simulate real emergency conditions. I'm just kidding. We got 50, 60 cases of sardines in the back.
I need more cable at the site.
You see, Tyler, no matter how bad the disaster, our neighbors need the phones to work. Because when they feel the world is crumbling around them, this isn't just a phone line. It's a lifeline.
You write that?
Co-wrote it.
Nice.
Our Nationwide Insurance Scholar Athlete of the Week is defensive end Jay Stallworth from Vanderbilt. The senior from Marshall, Texas, has a 2.7 GPA in human and organizational development. Congratulations to Jay Stallworth, our Nationwide Insurance Scholar Athlete of the Week. And there you see Jay as Stallworth's trying to stop these Florida Gators. Let's go downstairs again to Chip Carter.
Yeah, Bobby touched on it quickly, but this Florida defense behind me has been called on to win ball games. In the Florida's offense, first 5 games of the season, 25 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions. Their last 3, 2 touchdown passes, 10 INTs. So this defensive group behind me has been called on to win football games lately.
Yeah, they have, and it's been a situation you hadn't had that at Florida.
Exactly right.
Brandeis with the ball at the 42. Oh, Vanderbilt jumps. Guessing the snap count, Alds comes racing across.
But did you see Alds in that position? He's in that cocked position when he's down on the line, kind of like old Joe Green days back at Pittsburgh where Woody Woodenhofer coached, guessing the snap count, trying to get that penetration.
Dave, you played.
Have a dead ball, offsides on the defense. We had contact. Repeat first down.
The average fan would say, well, how the ball's right there in front of you. How can you jump off sides?
Well, you know, when you look down, you're not actually, coaches will tell you, look at the ball, but you're looking for movement. You're kind of just spanning it. You're not really looking right straight at the football, and you've got a lot of things. And also, you get into a cadence.
Bo Carroll with the ball across midfield. And that'll be a first down as they get into Vanderbilt territory on that 1st and 5 play. Jamie Duncan runs down Bo Carroll. You see Bo this season.
Wow, look at that average, Bob. 8.9 yards per carry. But he doesn't get a lot of snaps because he's got Fred Taylor in front of him, and Taylor's averaging over 6 yards per carry.
Outstanding track athlete as well, All-American sprinter. Coming on late now is Fred Taylor. Brandeis. Play clock down to 10. And the pitch goes back to Taylor. Taylor cuts it back up, picks up a couple. So Brandeis had to tell him the play when he ran onto the field.
Well, I think what happened is Bo Carroll came to the sideline with his helmet off. Might have had a chin strap problem or something, but he had some type of a problem. That didn't allow Fred Taylor to get in there. He was standing over there just kind of rested.
So the Gator offense with Brandeis bringing them up 2nd down and about 8. Florida leading. Just over 10 minutes to go. 2nd quarter. Brandeis. That's a John Cass one-on-one against Vincent. Beats him. But coming over to cover up is Carlton Hall. What a great defensive play by Hall.
Well, that was. If you can make that first one miss, he had clear sailing down the sidelines. But you see the play of Carlton Hall. Turn this. Watch this. It's going to be quick out to the flat. And watch Hall, 34, come into your picture. Right there. You see him make a miss. Now, look at Hall come down in there. That's why he has really played well this year. You know, Jamie Duncan's gotten all the publicity, all SEC last year and playing at the same level. But Carlton Hall has really had a year for him.
Another third down conversion for the Gators. They haven't been very good at this aspect of the game in the game so far today. 0 for 3. Brandeis. Pressure. Throwing long. McGriff. He's got it. McGriff's going to score.
What happened on that play is Vanderbilt gambled. They ran a blitz. They had a strong safety blitz, one-on-one protection. And I'll tell you this, Brandeis does not even see the football at the tail end. He gets slammed to the ground. Watch on the right of your screen on the bottom, you're going to see the pressure come up. See right there the blitz. Now watch, throw the ball and bang, down he goes. But look at the pattern by McGriff. Look at the separation he gets from the corner, from the strong safety battles, number 22. Threw the ball before the play was even made. Just kind of threw it up, knowing where he was going to go.
Cooper adds the extra point. The fun and gun gets a touchdown. As McGriff, the junior from right here in Gainesville, scores the touchdown, his second of the season. The Gators on the board now, leading 10-0 Goal Station.
At O'Charley's, we age our beef ourselves. We make our salad dressings ourselves. We scratch bake our rolls ourselves. And we bread our fresh, never frozen chicken by hand ourselves. So what kind of people do you find working at a place that takes this much pride in the food? Well, we're pretty much just ourselves. O'Charley's. Nice folks with a fresh approach to food.
Try our new sizzling select entrees, only at O'Charley's.
Quella Johnny Bench.
This fall, S&K brings you Italy in suits crafted from Super 100's Italian fabrics. Finzies at 2 for under $350. They're half what you'd expect to pay.
Fantastico.
Choose these exquisite Italian camel hair sport coats for under $130.
Magnifico.
So, for the very best of Italy, come to S&K.
Bel vestito.
Okay, where are you going to buy your next vestito?
Shop S&K at locations in Green Hills, Cool Springs, Rivergate, Hickory Hollow, and Opryland. Also in Jackson, Tennessee.
Get Pro Comfort Performance this fall from Kimbrough Electric Service, Morton Mechanical, and Klaus Air Conditioning.
Your Pro Comfort specialists are all members of Quality Contractor Network.
We install high-efficiency trained systems that will keep you comfortable all year long.
And we can provide low-interest financing for your new heating and cooling system.
Stay comfortable all year long. Call the specialist at Pro Comfort. Kimbrough Electric Service, Nashville, Morton Mechanical, Clarksville, and Hopkinsville, Klaus Air Conditioning, Manchester.
Hey, let's play charades. All right?
9 words.
Osmos from Great Southern Wood, clean, straight, lifetime guarantee.
I got another one.
Song.
Tie yellow ribbon.
Okay, I got another one.
Movie. Old Yeller.
Y'all are getting good. So remember, if it doesn't say Osmos on the yellow tag, leave us. You don't want it.
The Gator crowd was kind of quiet until that touchdown. Now they're up and roaring as the Gators kick off now with a 10-0 lead. Duke and Charlie back deep for Vanderbilt. Duke will get it at the goal line. Duke cuts it outside and spun down. Good defensive play on the coverage by Matt McComb. So now the Gators try to play defense against the Vanderbilt offense, Dave, that's really struggled.
Well, they have struggled. They've got to put first downs together. If they don't take pressure off this defense, Bob, it's going to be a long day for Vanderbilt.
So Damian Allen, they've got to get something going now.
Well, they've got to go downfield. They've not thrown the one wide out. The only pass I saw them throw was to Williams on that little swing pass out of the backfield.
So Damian Allen has the ball out the 15-yard line. Allen fakes the pitch. Rolls right. He's got his man. Elliott Carson, the tight end, rolled out of bounds short of the 30-yard line, but that's a first down for Vanderbilt.
And a first down to a wide out receiver. This is a tight end off the line. You'll see the fake action, fake toss. Now come back. And you see right there on the right of your screen, Carson, number 80, slip off the line, picks up nice yardage, picks up a first down. That's what they've got to do. They've got to go downfield. You don't have to throw the deep go patterns, but you got to throw those 12 to 15-yard curls and outs and crossing patterns to be successful.
As hard as this Florida football team runs the ball, you want to do some misdirection, and that worked that time. Morgan in motion, option play in the grab. George comes up with a head of steam.
Wow, that was a smack.
And there are two Gators down in the middle of the field, away from the football. They might have run into each other. Elijah Williams.
And I think it may be Fred Weary.
And Fred Weary.
Yeah, they were way on the other side of the field. They went down. Both got up slow. In fact, Weary hadn't even come back to the huddle yet.
Weary is still hurting out that left corner spot. Now they flip-flop. They've got Williams and Weary, the two corners, playing on the top side of the field. McGrath gets the pitch, and they're just a swarm of Gators there to meet him. Johnny Rutledge leading the way.
Well, they don't get knocked down, and that's what the Gators do so well. They slide along the line and make plays.
Let's go back downstairs to Chip Carter.
Bob, Travis McGriff, the guy who just caught that touchdown pass, is a good story. He's coming off a knee surgery. He never played in the spring, and literally he's running in his father's footsteps. His father, Lee, was an all-SEC wide receiver right here at UF, and Travis McGriff went to high school right here in Gainesville, so he is a local boy making good this afternoon.
And that was a nice pass and catch just a moment ago for the touchdown. Allen rolls out, being pressured. Flag is down, and Allen's got nowhere to go. Thaddeus Bullard is there. Dwayne Thomas also comes out to make the stop, and we'll check on the flag here.
Well, that's going to be a hold, almost surely a hold. Mike Moten put a lot of pressure on that time. Oh, chop block. That's when the back comes back on the outside the box and chops back on one of the linebackers. You can be a wide receiver. A lot of times it's a wide receiver.
Dave, there are no seniors in this Vanderbilt offensive line as well, so not a lot of leadership there.
Illegal block, chop block on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
We may see this chop when you see Damian Allen come out right there. There's one. Well, maybe not. We don't see it in our screen, but there was a chop block on the outside, and that's where one of the wideouts or one of the running backs comes back inside and cuts the defensive player.
Jamie Richardson this time goes deep for Florida to receive the kick off the foot of Joe Webb. That's a duck. Gets a pretty good roll inside the 40-yard line. Well, he's had 2 kicks that weren't very pretty. Got some yardage out of them. So Florida is backed up inside its own 40. And the Gators will have the ball when we come back. 7:18 to go in the second. And the Gators lead Vandy by 10.
Dear BP, what if you had special trucks that could turn into gas stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going a lot faster. Signed, Dan.
Dear Dan, we keep people moving with Pay at the Pump and our fast BP shops. P.S. We've sent your letter to engineering. Prepay cards from BP are now available and make great gifts.
When it comes to universities, what matters most? Teaching? Research? Public service? When it comes to universities, what matters most is performance. The University of Florida.
Shattering news, Nashville. At long last, it's coming back. The legendary story, the heart-grabbing music, the international phenomenon, the Phantom of the Opera, the award-winning musical event that has captured the imagination of theater-goers around the world. Now it's your turn to surrender to the music of the night. Nashville's triumphant return engagement begins February 25th at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center. For tickets, call 615-255-9600.
SEC football is brought to you in part by Shoney's, where you get an official full-size SEC football. Bobby Stoops in the Florida defense. They've done a pretty good job of shutting down this Vandy attack, haven't they?
Well, they really have. They have just stifled him. Well, Stoops is fun to talk with. He's just very honest. He sits right there in his office and just really shares with us. Of course, Damian Allen has had a tough day because they've not had time to sit back there and pass. He's tried play action, but Florida is flat out coming off the football.
Eugene McCaskill now at fullback for the Gators. Fred Taylor's the tailback in a 1st and 10.
It's an audible on the line. You see a quick change there.
Brandeis, fade pattern complete again to Travis McGriff. Fred Vincent over there on the coverage. You know, Brandeis is a guy who's been around. He's known the offense. He's a study of it. He wants to one day be a coach. And also the offensive line play today. You see Zach Pillar. What a career he's had. He transferred from Georgia Tech. He's all kinds of injuries he's had to overcome this year. A hamstring and an ankle. Also a suspension. He's back in the starting lineup today and trying to add stability. Bo Carroll now back at tailback. He gets the ball up the middle. Got some speed, but can't get unleashed that time as Carlton Hall comes up and makes his 4th stop of the day.
Well, one thing I know Steve Spurrier wants out of his offense is a little bit of continuity. Wants them to put together drives, to be able to take this football and just kind of get out there and just run their offense and play consistency and things like that. That's what he is just known for. And that's what Brandeis has got to do today.
Last year, Brandeis only played in 3 games, 12 plays all total for last year. Gets the start today and has his team in front 10-0. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Fade this time to Green, and he's got it. What a nice pitch and catch that time. Perfectly thrown by Brandeis to Jacques Green.
Boy, and that just reminds you of Danny Werfel on that fade. Quarterback, good eye contact with the wide out. You see Green make the quick out right there. He's looking back for the ball, just timing it. Defender out of position because he's running one-on-one coverage. That was a check on the line. Brandeis coming up to the line, looks at the defense, and just calls the play. The last 2 just fades to the wide outs on the ends of the line.
Carroll back at tailback. 1st and 10 Gators.
That's another check, Bob.
26. Brandeis throwing it again. A streaking Green off his hand. That would have been a touchdown. He had Fred Vincent beat to the inside. There is a flag down right in the middle of the offensive line.
Well, we may be able to see this, but this is just a quick pass, 3-step drop, look up, throw the ball up right there. Don't see anything that happened in the center of the line, but that's where the flag was. Again, he had this one right on the fingertips, and you know that's amazing because that's what Green used to come down.
5-yard face mask on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
And Bob, that's thrown in the line. What that is a defensive player, when he gets up there and he rushes, he might jam the offensive lineman and put his hand into the face mask.
So a 1st and 5 for the Gators. McGriff with one-on-one coverage to this bottom side. Carroll sweeping right side, gets inside the 20. You can hear Brandeis, Dave, yelling when they switch back to the original play. You can hear
exactly. Exactly. Good audio down there on the field as we watch the quarterback. A lot of times the quarterback will just come in. We may be able to hear this.
So Brandeis gets him into a play that picks up a couple. That's 2nd down and 3 inside the Vanderbilt 20. Gators lead it 10-0. Jamie Richardson in the slot to that far side. And again, jumping off sides is Ryan Alds. Let's see if he was drawn off sides.
Well, you can't guess. You cannot guess. Alds that time had an outside charge. He's trying to get to the outside. They were evidently going to use a loop. I didn't see anybody on the offense jump.
Dead ball foul. Offsides on the defense. Contact before the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Next week, a split for you coming up. You'll either see Mississippi State against Alabama. That's a big SEC West showdown. Or these Florida Gators against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Our Bell South SEC Game of the Week. Check for the game in your part of the country next week. You'll get either or. Handoff up the middle, Bo Carroll. On a first down inside the 15. Jason Hill drags him down. Vanderbilt also playing without Ian Smith back in Nashville. The junior defensive tackle had knee surgery this week. He was hurt against North Texas and has had problems with it all season. So Vanderbilt's one man short of that defensive line.
Well, one of the things that really kind of compounds problems when you have problems on your team is injuries. And this late in the season, boy, they pop up and they are big. The teams that stay healthy, those are teams that win late in the season.
And coaches have to make the decision. You bring a freshman out of a red shirt this time of the year to win a ball game. Play clock down to 2-1. They just get it off. Brandeis running for his life. He's got Bo Carroll wide open. Touchdown.
That was just the perfect call for that defense. What you're going to see is a defensive rush. They bring the backers up the middle right there. They're trying to get pressure on them. And watch Carroll right there, number 2, left of your screen. He's going to sneak out into the flat. And look at this. He can run all by himself. Vanderbilt gambled that time, trying to get pressure on the quarterback. Quarterback make a nice call. Drop back, just let that pressure get to him. Just find number 2, Bo Carroll, out in the flat.
Stevenson tacks on the extra point, and the Gators, with 4:29 to go on the second, lead at 17-0. The senior quarterback Brandeis didn't hurry, showed poise, and found Carroll wide open.
Well, he just drops back. He knows it's a blitz. You watch him. He's in a shotgun, so he's got a couple yards. You see the backers coming up the middle. Safety 8 is bat. Now, just look out in the flat and just find Bo Carroll. Be a big target. You can see nobody covered him. That's a gamble. Sometimes those gambles pay off. Sometimes that's the result of them.
So Bo Carroll, second receiving touchdown of the season, and does his little dance. Why not? Bo Carroll, 5'9", not a very big guy at all, 166. Freshman out of Norristown, Pennsylvania. You see the scoring drive, 249, 6 plays, 62 yards, and Brandeis has been executing very well, Dave.
Yeah, he really has. We talked about the change at quarterback from Doug Johnson to Brandeis, but again, his 5th touchdown, he's playing well. Their last 3 games have been a disaster, and I think that's what Steve Spurrier was hoping for, just saying, hey, we've got to get somebody out there that can give us that offensive continuity, and so far, Brandeis has had it.
And Spurrier yesterday talked about throwing it around a lot. I mean, he likes to do that, and he said the last 3 games we just haven't been able to do that. But they've thrown it around today for 2 touchdown passes and a 17-0 lead, and Stevenson to kick off.
Vanderbilt has got to have something good happen before halftime offensively.
Again, Alvin Duke just back into the end zone. He's coming out with it. Out across the 20. And the Gators again have good coverage on their special teams. Downfield to make the stop for the Gators was Darrell Owens, the backup linebacker. Let's go downstairs and get to Chip Carter.
Hey, Bobby, Dave was talking about the defensive holes the Gators have had this afternoon. We'll add one more name to the list. Willie Rogers is now done for the day. The Gators' Dr. Pete Indelicato says he's going for an MRI tomorrow. Might have a strained or torn cartilage in that right knee.
Well, it just adds to the defensive woes, doesn't it? They've had a lot of guys banged up. Because they played a long time this year without Reggie McGrew. Outside, Williams knocked out of bounds. Pretty good pickup, though, on first down, Dave.
Well, that was a good pickup. That's that option coming back to the weak side. They get some results out of it. They get some yards out of it. They've just got to put together a drive. You've got to have something good happen offensively, or else your team just kind of sinks. Now, they've had bad starting field position. They've been inside their own 20 several times, but they just have got to put something together. That first drive when they got down there and punted, that really was about the only semblance of a drive that they put together in this first half offensively.
Vanderbilt, of course, coming off an open day, but they only scored 3 points in their last game against South Carolina. Cohen's runs down Damian Allen. Willie Cohen's got in from the backside. Allen had nobody to throw to, and the Commodores face another 3rd and long.
Well, Bob, you can't allow this to happen. This is a sprint to the strong side. Cohen's is way over here to the left. Now watch this. You sprint strong side, you've got to find somebody. Look downfield, find somebody, get rid of the football, and Cohen's comes all the way. Number 55 is the right defensive end. He must have run 20 yards on that. And that's the 3rd Florida sack of the day. Remember, this offensive line had only allowed 15 so far this season.
Allen, quarterback draw, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Teddy Sims snuffed it out. Buck Gurley then finished him off, and Tony George was there just to make sure. And again, this Vanderbilt offense struggles one more time against a fired-up bunch of Gators.
Well, this is the quarterback design all the way. You see number 99, that's Gurley, slides to the play and just reads it. If he's able to get by Gurley, he's got a hole there, but Gurley plays it well. He's kind of the spy man on that play and just picks up the quarterback.
Joe Webb. Off the side of his foot again, but gets a good roll. Jamie Richardson knocked out of bounds at the 42. Fred Vincent down on the coverage for the Commodores. And so Vandy again has tried to move the football with not much success, and the Gators get great field position, and Brandeis coming out one more time.
And this is where you're used to Steve Spurrier and company going for the juggler. There's about 3 minutes left, almost, well, 2:45 left. And this is where Florida usually puts so much pressure because they'd love nothing better than to get a score before halftime. But Vanderbilt has got to start having some things happen offensively to get them into the locker room. They've got to have something. Maybe they're hoping for a turnover or something along that line.
Some confusion as the Gators break the huddle. And now a penalty flag comes down. I wonder if they have illegal huddle formation. They had so many guys in the huddle. Let's see.
Wondered if they had 12 because it was obvious they didn't know where to go.
A substitution violation on the offense. 12 men on the field for longer than 3 seconds. First down.
Yeah.
That's exactly, and you know what that's designed to, so that you don't run that last man out of the huddle and get an unfair advantage. You remember that old play where the guy would run out of the huddle and run all the way to the sideline. Just before he got there, he'd turn up and be a wide out. So they did away with that play.
2:45 to go. Second quarter. Noah Brandeis has thrown 2 touchdown passes in this first half. Now he dumps off the screen. They stuff it out. Fred Taylor was back there running for his life and barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, but he makes people miss, doesn't he?
Alfonso Harvey makes the stop.
Taylor just makes people miss. When he gets that football, he turns around. He's got those quick feet. He can make people miss.
His nickname is Shake.
He's shaking and baking. Now we can watch Steve Spurrier there. You see what he looks when he looks out here. You'll see him. Oh, go, 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 go. Get those feet.
Draw play to Taylor. Pops it outside. And it runs into a bunch of white shirts. And there are those linebackers, Duncan and Hall. And also Anthony Jordan. So all 3 of them there make the stop.
Yeah,
Dave, you talk about the great linebackers in this league, and these 3 guys have to rank right up there.
Well, they really do. They're the first, second, and third leading tacklers on the team. They've got great range. They run to the football. You know, we knew Jamie Duncan was good, number 49, but I don't think that anybody expected Carlton Hall. I certainly didn't, to play to the level that he's played this year. He's played very, very well.
Another third down conversion for the Gators. Jacquez Green again on the end around. Finds some room to the 40, and that's a first down. Boy, he explodes, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is an interesting play. What they do is they actually start Jacquez Green in motion, and the quarterback's kind of looking out the left of his eyes, or looking out the left, and you see he hands it to him just as he comes by. So he has to hold that snap count till he sees Jacquez Green get close by him, and it's a timing play, and you give it to him as he's coming on by.
Deke Story now is leaving the game for the Gators. He was banged up in the last play. Ryan Kallich comes into the game to play in the offensive front. First down, 40-yard line of Vanderbilt. 190 seconds to go. Brandeis throwing long for Green and overshoots. Double team down there on the long ball. Raheem Batten back for Vanderbilt. And that stops the clock with 1:11 to go.
And that's not a bad stoppage. Good clock management right here. This is what you want. You want to get in field position. They need probably about 15 yards to get a field goal try from this distance. They've got to get to about the 25-yard line. We give them, what, a 42-yard field goal.
Fred Taylor back in at tailback. And Frazier's the fullback on second down and 10. Brandeis throws over the middle, and it's intercepted. Vanderbilt picks it off back. The ball was thrown behind the intended receiver, and Vanderbilt has snuffed out this Florida rally.
Boy, and Batten looked like he just hid behind the receiver. He just kind of snuck around him, and that may be what they need, Vanderbilt needs. Watch Brandeis in the lower, and here's the pattern. Now watch number 8, Batten. Just kind of sneak right up in there. Good plant. Just kind of sneak right back up in there. Ball may have been thrown behind him a little bit. You see the reaction there by Brandeis, number 17, looking up saying, oh, no.
Jamie Richardson was the intended receiver. And so the turnover gives the ball back to Vanderbilt with 1 minute left to go. And the first half, and the Commodores have 3 timeouts remaining. They hand the ball up the middle.
Boy, that's surprising to me. I know you want to control it, and I know you feel that you can run against them, but you've got to get downfield. You've got to make to about the 25-yard line get a chance for a field goal. So you've got about 35 yards to pick up, and the clock just keeps on ticking.
Now Vanderbilt's going to take a timeout. So obviously I guess they're trying to regroup to think what they want to do offensively. You run the ball, run the fullback, I guess, hoping to catch Florida in a prevent defense and pick up 10 or 15 yards.
Well, that's what you do. You run that quick fullback pop, hoping that you're going to split the defense, but it did not work against Florida.
Halftime's getting set. Chip Carter will be there to bring that to you. Chip.
Hey, Bob, thanks a lot. Coming up at halftime, we'll be talking to the man that Steve Spurrier would like to have on the field behind him right now, fullback Terry Jackson. He's rehabbing from a knee injury. We'll take a look at that, as well as highlights from this first half. And, of course, as always, Rose Rewind, and it's all coming at you coming up at halftime.
All right, Chip, and Dave's up here plotting those rewinds right now. Well, there's the Vanderbilt team. Damian Allen trying to get something going against the Florida defense, and I think this Florida coaching staff challenged this defense this week.
Well, I think they did. You see Bob Stoops in the middle there. He walked out to the team, and what he's saying is don't get beat deep. Don't give up a cheap one. Don't go for that fake. Make him catch it in front of you and come up. He's an outstanding coach. A lot of recognition. A lot of people highly touted him as a head coaching prospect.
Damian Allen, the senior engineering major, trying to engineer a touchdown drive here late in this first half. 44 seconds remaining. 2 timeouts.
I think I'd just go to Hogan. I'd just try to throw that ball to number 7, Hogan. Just throw it deep and hope something good happens.
McGrath, he's blasted, and the ball was behind him. Elijah Williams puts the hit on him. Stops the clock with 41 seconds left.
Well,
Dave, there's only Vanderbilt's only sending 2 wide receivers out.
Exactly.
It's very tough to get open.
Well, you see Hogan's in the slot, number 7. Now what they're trying to do is run them deep and come underneath. Right there, block, come up. But the Florida does not fall for it. They come up, they play the play well. I think you've got to go in that one-on-one situation. You've got to go long. Hope that your receiver can come up with it, because you only have 41 seconds left. And you want to at least get a field goal try, so go deep.
2 wide receivers again. Vanderbilt 2 of 9 on third down conversions. Draw play, McGrath. Nothing. So on that possession, they pick up 1 yard. Now the clock ticks. See if Florida stops it.
They may stop it.
Florida's got all 3 timeouts remaining. And again, the Gators stop the clock. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining.
I think Florida wants to have the possibility of a punt block. That's what their thoughts are right now.
So it's 17-0 Florida, and you look at the bowl picture coming up. Of course, Florida, even though they're going to have to get some help to get to the SEC championship game, they're still very much in the picture to make a major bowl.
Well, they certainly are. It's quite a little different, though, for Steve Spurrier, because over the last several years they've always played for the championship. But you see the bowl picture, you see the number of SEC teams up there.
And you also remember that there'll be the 4 conference champions in the alliance, but there could be 2 teams from the SEC, because there are 2 at-large bids in there. So you could have the SEC champion plus another team go there, and then everybody else falls behind that.
There's a lot, and right now, you know, that Western Division is wide open. Everybody, we were looking at it yesterday, talking about if so-and-so wins out and so-and-so wins out. There's several teams that could have a real shot at that Western Conference championship.
Well, you would think that the only team out of it right now is Arkansas. And, of course, there'll be some more games today. So Vanderbilt now is going to punt the football.
Here comes Florida. They're going to try to get a rush.
Webb's able to get it out of there. And the ball kicks out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Right. So Steve Spurrier sends Brandeis out again.
Well, I think this is just kneel down time, just run a play, maybe try to break. Maybe, you know, you might think about going long, but he really avoided that interception that time. He really avoided a possible score by Vanderbilt before halftime. I think he's got to be happy with the first half of this football game. His defense has played extremely well. His offense has moved the ball and gotten some points.
David, I think you're right. Looks like just the kneel down here. Brandeis touches it down and will take it to the house as the first half will run down. The Gators defense shuts out Vanderbilt. Brandeis throws 2 touchdowns as Florida goes to the locker room leading by a score of 17-0 as the Gators trying to bounce back after what has been a very rocky road the last 3 weeks. But they have played well today, especially defensively. Spurrier taking his team to the locker room, and Chip Carter is down on the field with a chance to talk now to the Florida head coach as he makes his way to the locker rooms. Chip?
Coach, after just one passing touchdown in the last 3 games coming into this one, you got to be excited to see Noah throw 2 of them.
Well, he threw a very nice pass over there to Travis McGriff, made a good catch on a good route. And we've moved the ball a little bit on Vandy today. They're tough defensively, but we got a lot of ball left. Hopefully our defense keep playing well.
You challenge your team to step up and respond this week, and obviously they're doing that with a 17-0 lead at the end of the first half.
We try to challenge them every week as far as that goes, but hopefully we can keep playing well, and our defense can really keep playing well.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Gators lead right now, 17-0. We've got a lot of halftime festivities coming your way, and Jefferson Pilot next after this.
Today's Bell South SEC Game of the Week is brought to you by Nations Bank, by Fairfield and by Marriott, by Toyota, Toyota every day, and by Nationwide Insurance. Check the yellow pages for the Nationwide agent nearest you.
This isn't just a car. It's a sign of how far you've come. So if it gets damaged, who do you want on your side? At Nationwide Insurance, we guarantee that your car will be fixed just the way it should be. Because we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nationwide is on your side.
Chick-fil-A has always been committed to helping people achieve their goals in life. One way Chick-fil-A accomplishes this is by providing scholarships, helping students in their quest for higher education. In fact, Chick-fil-A has awarded over $750,000 in scholarships to support students attending Southeastern Conference schools. The SEC is also committed to helping people achieve their goals, and that is why Chick-fil-A is proud to be an official partner with the Southeastern Conference.
The best deals of the year are here now at your local Ford dealer. For limited time, get $2,000 cash back on Taurus, on Thunderbird, and on Crown Victoria. There's more to a Ford. Get $2,000 cash back on these 3 Ford favorites. More to choose from, more value. There's more to a Ford with $2,000 cash back on Taurus, Thunderbird, and Crown Victoria. See your local Ford dealer for this limited time offer.
We are back in the swamp right now. The Florida Gators lead the Vanderbilt Commodores 17-0. In this first half of football, it has been all Florida in terms of controlling the play. You know, Steve Spurrier said that he challenged his team to step it up this week. They've got 2 losses this season. They're in an unfamiliar position, and the Gators have certainly done that. Noah Brandeis has thrown his 4th touchdown pass of the year. The former walk-on who earned her scholarship so far this season, Travis McGriff, has picked up his 2nd touchdown reception of the season. And this is all from a team who has thrown just 1 touchdown pass in their last 3 games, and actually that one was done by Jaquez Green. So Steve Spurrier's got to be excited to see his quarterback start throwing some touchdown passes. Let's take a look at that key play, because it is Travis McGriff. Now, he played football right here in high school at Gainesville. Following in his father's footsteps, who is also an all-SEC wide receiver, just gathers it in, and he is gone. And it gave the Florida Gators a 10-0 lead. They are now leading at 17-0, picking up a lot of momentum. And when you take a look at the game in terms of, I said they are controlling the first half, well, you've got to see the numbers of this. The big stat of the game, total offense. Take a look at it. Florida, 210 yards of total offense in the first half. Vanderbilt is basically going 3 and out, total of 35 yards, and Noah Brandeis is having himself a very successful first half. All right, let's check out the rest of the scores in the SEC. The Sonic SEC statistical leaders and plays of the game.
The best of the SEC is brought to you by Sonic, who invites you to drive in for a change. Last week against Kentucky, LSU's Kevin Falk racked up 212 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns. He is now first in the SEC in rushing, followed by Florida's Fred Taylor and Jamal Lewis of Tennessee. In that same game, Kentucky's Kevin Coleman pulled in 6 passes for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is now 3rd in receptions with 49, trailing teammates Craig East and Anthony White. You can also see Jaquez Green from the University of Florida and Carson Bailey from Auburn. Takeo Spikes of Auburn leads the way in total tackles. He had 14 a week ago against Mississippi State. Kentucky's Tim Couch continues to rack up huge numbers. Couch was 41 of 66 for 410 yards and 4 touchdowns versus LSU. Tennessee's Peyton Manning is is second, and that's the best of the SEC. And the weather is cooperating. It is a beautiful day for football here in the Swamp. Homecoming, and the Florida Gators are looking for their 9th straight homecoming win. That would set a team record. Steve Spurrier personally is looking for his 100th win as a college coach, and right now he's in a pretty good position to get both of those, leading 17-0 at the end of the first half. Let's take a look at our Morgan Keegan. Around the SEC, brought to you by Morgan Keegan. Thursday night, Ole Miss hosted Arkansas. Rebel running back John Avery had a field day. He rushed for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, including this record-breaker 97-yard scamper. Ole Miss beat Arkansas 19-9. Now, it's a light schedule in the SEC. LSU goes to Alabama. Last year, the Tide shut out the Tigers 26-0. If LSU wins, it knocks the Tide out of any shot of the SEC title. Also, Tennessee hosts Southern Miss. The Vols beat the Golden Eagles 42-0. And as we head to break, we listen in on the Vanderbilt Commodore marching band. We'll be right back after these messages.
Bell South presents You Call the Play. In 1993, the 7th-ranked Florida Gators traveled to Lexington to do battle with the Wildcats. Trailing 20-17 with only 1:23 to play, the Gators drove the ball downfield. Facing a 3rd and 10 with only 8 seconds left, Florida coach Steve Spurrier is faced with a decision. Does he put in his field goal unit to tie the game and ruin the upset? Or does Spurrier take one more shot at the end zone to really spoil the Wildcats' party? You call the play.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 19. Don, our battery expert. You never know when your battery's going to die. But when it does, Don is here to help. Just let Don know what kind of car you drive, and he'll make sure you get the right battery. Better yet, get your car in here, and Don will install an Autocraft battery for you. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
What a freak. Hans and Elke Yeager had just moved in next door. So I thought I'd stop by and introduce myself. So how's it going? Couldn't help but notice they didn't speak much English, and that they were probably going to need some help setting up their phone service. Of course, as the resident phone guy, I knew Bell South spoke several languages, including German. So I put Hans on the line while I continued to visit with his family. Never mind.
On 3rd and 10, Spurrier sends quarterback Danny Werfel back to the field and decides to go for it all. The decision was a good one as Werfel connected with Chris Doring in the end zone with 3 seconds to play, giving the Gators the win 24-20. You call the play, a presentation of Bell South.
We are back live at the Swamp in Gainesville. It is a Florida Gator homecoming, and right now the fans here at another sold-out stadium are enjoying that halftime score. The Florida Gators 17-0 over Vanderbilt. As we take a look at other scores from around the country, Duke and Clemson. Look at that one in the ACC. That one is tied 13-all at the half. Another ACC game, Maryland and NC State 31-7. The Wolfpack up, and then Wake Forest and Rutgers 17-14. Wake Forest is up by 3, and LSU and Alabama, a big SEC contest. That's not expected to start until 3:30 this afternoon. Standing with me now is a man that Steve Spurrier would love to have in uniform this afternoon. Fullback Terry Jackson, whose family, I think, entire family has played here at the University of Florida. His dad did. His brother has set all kinds of touchdown reception records. And Terry, you're rehabbing from a knee injury. How's it going?
It's going pretty well right now. The doctors say that I'm doing really well and a little ahead of pace, and they think that I'll be able to have a successful recovery.
You hurt the knee in the Kentucky game, and really, when you take a look at the tape of this thing, it didn't look as if it was that bad. You went down but hobbled off the field. Did you think you were that seriously hurt?
Not really at first. It's one of those things I didn't know would happen because, I've never been hurt before. So I got up, you know, I'd like to stay on the field, and I didn't think it was bad at all, but, you know, it turned out worse situation.
You know, standing on the sideline, you've had a unique perspective on this season in terms of the Gators have 2 losses. They've been knocked out of the top 10 for the first time in 81 weeks, which is an unfamiliar position. In your own opinion, what do you think some of the problems have been this year?
I mean, it's hard to say. I think it's a number of things, you know, we have a lot of injuries, which everybody has injuries, but, you know, it's been a number of things. We haven't had some of the luck we've had in the past, you know, and you play a tough SEC conference like we do, and, you know, sometimes you're going to have misfortune.
And also, when you come in with that defending national championship name behind you, you're going to get a lot of teams willing to take a shot at you.
Oh, definitely. Everybody's preparing for you after the game the last year, you know. That's the game that everybody's looking forward to playing, and you know, defending national champion, and everybody wants to knock you down.
Been a little bit of a quarterback puzzle for Steve Spurrier. Noah Brandeis right now getting the start. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes, and it's nice to see that senior walk-on have some success. One, he gets a scholarship. Now he's getting a start, and he's got a 17-0 lead.
Yeah, Noah's doing a great job, and I think all our quarterbacks, you know, are pretty good friends, and they're trying to work together and helping each other so we can, you know, improve in every area of the game, and I think they're all doing a great job.
You've been doing a lot of rehab and strength work and weight work. How frustrating has this been for you?
It's very frustrating to watch us, you know, go out there and not play the way that I know that we're capable of playing, you know, and it almost hurts as bad as me being hurt, you know, to see those losses go out there. So it's not a good feeling to watch us when we're, you know, kind of fluttering out there. But I think things will get better for us.
You'll be back next year, and things will get a lot better for the Gators.
Definitely, and I hope so.
All right, Terry Jackson would have been the starting fullback for this team, but he hurt his knee, and obviously he's been doing nothing but rehabbing. Can hardly wait for next season. We'll be back with more halftime highlights right after this.
Channel 4 News at 5, 6, and 10, #1 with Mid-South viewers.
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am. Uh-oh. Better get Mako.
When the unexpected happens, get Mako's Ambassador Paint Service for $189.95.
Nah, it's nothing like baseball. Call 770-PUCK today for season ticket priority.
Over 1,000 Slate pool tables begin arriving at Watson's this weekend. These tables and other items were purchased from the factory at 30 to 70 cents on the dollar. And the savings are yours for 5 days only at Watson's.
Why just play a game when you can be in it? Grab a specially marked Mellow Yellow and pop the cap. You can score one of 10,000 video games from Electronic Arts like Motor Racer and others. Free Mellow Yellow or the grand prize, a trip to EA's headquarters where you'll be digitized and 3D-dimensionalized into a brand new video game. Look under the cap of a Mellow Yellow and get digitized.
Let's do that again.
Get digitized! Mellow Yellow, let it out.
Papa John's perfect crust. Papa John's about to reveal its secret. It's more than the superior quality flour we use. The secret is water. We use clear filtered water for our dough. What does the biggest chain use? Whatever comes out of the tap.
Tap water belongs here, not in our dough.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
You make the call. A large original or thin crust pizza with one topping for $8.99.
Our Kit Kat Play of the Week is brought to you by Kit Kat. Take a break with a Kit Kat bar. Last week at Auburn, Mississippi State cornerback Anthony Derrick reads the quarterback perfectly as he slides in front of the pass and proceeds to ramble 90 yards for a touchdown. Derricks was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Week for his efforts in the Bulldogs' 20-0 win over Auburn. And that's our Play of the Week.
And right now, our scores. We're closing in at the start of the third quarter. The Florida Gators 17, the Vanderbilt Commodores nothing. And you know, they call this place the Swamp, and it certainly fits this ball game because Vanderbilt has bogged down. The Commodores come in with a #1 ranked defense in the SEC, and then they watch the Gators roll off 200-plus yards of total offense. Let's throw it upstairs to Bob and Dave. Guys?
All right, thanks, Chip. And this Vanderbilt offense has been swamped today here in Florida.
Well, they certainly have. They have not. 6 of their 8 possessions have been 3 and out. You can't do that with Florida. You can't be consistent in the first half and have that kind of offense.
Florida pressure has been a key. They have not given Damian Allen much time to do anything in the first half.
Well, they put pressure on Damian Allen every play. You'll see right here. Look at the timing. Bang. He's just running for his life. Down he goes with a sack. For Florida, they started off their first series, and they got that field goal. This gave them a 3-0 lead. Then the next time they got the football late in the second quarter, they ran this pattern out to the grid. This made it 10-0 as they beat a blitz. And another blitz by Vanderbilt, and Bo Carroll catches the ball out in the flat. You see the blitz by Vanderbilt. You live by the blitz, you can die by the blitz, and Bo Carroll just scampers in for the touchdown to make it 17-0.
If you're going to blitz him, you better get there.
You better get him. You see the number of yards. Chip said over 200 yards in that first half, and a lot of that is because Vanderbilt has been unable to move the football anyway, in the air or on the ground. You see 3 first downs in that first half.
Jefferson Pilot insurance stats show you also that Vanderbilt had only 3 first downs in the first half, and again, time of possession, that doesn't really make much difference if you're not scoring points.
No, 17 points makes a big difference, and that's what it was in this first half. It's just been Florida. If Vanderbilt cannot get an offensive going, Bob, it's going to be a long, long day.
And Brandeis has really ran this Florida offense very well, I think.
Well, I think he's taking control of it, and I think that's what Steve Spurrier was looking for, someone to come out and not a Danny Werfel type of quarterback, but somebody to come out and just calm it down, get production, get some drives together, and Brandeis has done a very nice job with it.
You know, Spurrier told us yesterday he'd like to play the other quarterbacks, but he said if one guy gets the hot hand, he might stick with him. Will we see Johnson?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I thought Doug Johnson would get a chance in this football game, but I think Brandeis has played so well in this first half, and you get a little bit of confidence, and you're so gun-shy because, you know, 2 of the last 3 weeks they've lost football games late in the game, and I think right now Steve Spurrier is saying, I'm staying with the hot hand.
So now one of the key parts of this halftime. Now time for Rose Rewinds. What does Vanderbilt got to do to get back in this one?
Well, they have to find some offense. 6 of their first 8 possessions, they were 3 and out, and they've got to cause some turnovers on defense and get better field position. For Florida, keep up the pressure because they have just put pressure all day on Damian Allen and tailor-made. It's Fred Taylor, 6 runs, 14 yards, 2 catches, 21 yards, so it's a tailor-made offense.
There you go. So the second half, Vanderbilt trying to generate some offense. The Gators trying to keep it going. 17-0 on a gorgeous homecoming day in Gainesville. Second half kickoff coming up in a moment.
You can't see the car. You can't even see the road. You're about to choose a car based solely on how it feels, how it sounds, how it drives. If that car is the new Mazda 626, you've seen all you need to know. The all-new Mazda 626. Retooled, refined, reborn.
Here's the thing about debt. Sometimes it's hard to know when it stops working for you and when you start working for it. Well, I found a way to make sure that doesn't happen. Nations Bank showed me how to take my credit cards, car loans, and using the equity in my home, combine them all into one loan with a lower interest rate. Smart, huh? I make one payment a month and it's less than I was paying before. And that definitely works for me.
Jefferson Pilot Sports' exclusive presentation of the Bell South SEC Game of the Week is brought to you by BP. At BP, everything we do is to keep you moving. By Mazda. Experienced cars and trucks built with a passion for the road. Mazda. By Sonic, where we invite you to drive in for a change. And by the Jefferson Pilot Life Insurance Company, the vision to power your dreams.
Florida leads at 17-0 to start the second half. The Gators get the ball first. Vanderbilt's just coming out, and Chip Carter is downstairs with Vanderbilt coach Woody Woodenhofer.
Thanks, Bob. Woody, obviously not the way you wanted the first half to go with 3 offensive first downs. What can you do to turn it around?
We got to be able to move the ball a little bit on offense, and we got to loosen them up. They got an 8-man front up there, and it's tough to do anything with that. And we got to pass protect to get the ball down the field. And they had 2 real good executions against 2 blitzes. They got 2 scores, and we got to do a better job when we blitz them and move the ball on offense a little bit.
And right now that 8-man front is stopping the running game and putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback.
Right, a lot of pressure, yep. They're a very good defensive team. We knew that coming in, and we got to loosen up right now. And so we got some things we might work with.
All right, let's see what happens. They start this third quarter. Bob?
All right, you see the first half possessions, what the Gators did. They finally started finding out what Vanderbilt was doing, and you see the touchdowns in those late possessions.
Well, it's exactly right. They read the blitz, and the result were those 2 touchdowns, the one to McGriffin, the outside, and then the one to Bo Carroll. So they read and picked up the blitzes. They have got to do something, as Woody said, they've got to do something to go downfield to challenge the defensive secondary.
So John Markham to kick it off for Vanderbilt. The ball blows off the tee, and Damian Allen loosening up. Number 17 on the Vanderbilt sideline and number 17 on the Florida sideline. Noah Brandeis getting set for the Gators. So the ball blows off the tee again. We'll have to have somebody hold it down there.
Once it blows off twice, I think you have to have somebody hold it.
Don Gallardo will come over and put a finger on it. You see Brandeis' first half stats, the 2 touchdowns. He now has 5 TDs on the season. And Bo Carroll, one of the touchdown makers in the first half, drifting back for Florida. He's returned 1 for a touchdown already this season, leads the SEC in kickoff returns. He ran 1 back against Arkansas.
And now, Bob, you see the adjustments that have been made at halftime. You're going to see what Florida feels that they can do. They know that if they read the blitz, they've got one-on-one coverage.
They've run 7 seconds off the clock, so they've got to wait. There you go. We got 15 up there, and now we're ready to rumble.
When you hear the crowd cheer.
Vanderbilt was late coming out for the first half and the second half, and now the ball's blown off the tee, so we're a little delayed here at the start of the second half. Florida has won 19 straight games on Florida Field and 11 straight SEC games, going for 12 today against Vanderbilt. The second half kickoff is going to go to Bo Carroll. This time it's too deep. He will touch it down, and the Gators will get going at their own 20.
Well, you talk about trendsetters, you talk about emotional ups and downs. What Vanderbilt needs to do is come out, stop Florida immediately. You see Doug Johnson on the sideline, not someplace that he's really used to. But they need to come out, stop them, get good field position, let their offense get some continuity. For Florida, they just want to keep it going. Brandeis just wants to keep on finding the wideouts, read that blitz, do the check with Means at the line, and be successful.
First play of the second half, Taylor nowhere to go. Stuffed up Carlton Hall. He's had a terrific day. He read that one and knocked Taylor on his keister back in the backfield.
Well, that's what you want out of your linebackers. You want them to penetrate. You want them to be aggressive. That's what Carlton Hall does well. Steps up through the line, reads the play, has that ability to get back. He already has 5 tackles and 1 sack today, so he's playing well.
Florida has a tight end roster to the near side, and Taylor fumbles the football. Has to fall on it inside his 10. Carlton Hall right there to make sure it didn't come loose again, but Florida going backwards on their first 2 plays of the second half.
And this may be the momentum that Vanderbilt needs, because Florida is kind of self-destructing on this first one. Taylor just doesn't look the football in, but does a good job to get back on it. And that's not what Steve Spurrier wanted to start this drive, this second half. Big down here for Vanderbilt. If they're able to hold Florida, they should get good field position.
3 wide receivers, one of those the freshman Darrell Jackson. Split out wide to the top of the screen. 3rd and long, they go with the draw. Fred Taylor gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage. And so Florida 3 plays and out as Carlton Hall again makes the stop, and the Gators have got to punt it.
Well, that's what you want if you're Woody Woodenhofer. You want your defense to come out there. He's got to be pleased with that. Now you get a good punt return. You should have the ball somewhere around the 40-45 yard line with a normal punt return. You see Stevenson's got that nice average, though, 46.5 yards. He's kicked well today.
His long punt this year, 58. Duke standing back at his own 40.
Well, he's got a little bit of wind in his face this time.
A wobbly spiral. Duke Gets by one, but not the second. Good coverage by the Gators that time. Downfield with John Exnitis.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
We worked on that one yesterday a long time. Exnitis makes a nice play.
Well, that's not pretty. You see that first drive where they got 8 plays, but look at the 3 and outs. As we said, 6 of their 8 drives were 3 and out. Results were all punts. That one that they had 4 plays in, they made a first down, and then they were 3 and out. So not a good first half of offensive football for Vanderbilt, but great field position.
They had 12 punts in a game this year against Alabama once, so they're on course to get that. Jared McGrath, the ball carrier, knocked down by Teddy Sims. Sims, of course, playing a lot today. The freshman out of Belgrade because of the injuries up front. Mike Peterson, of course, is out. Dwayne Thomas is banged up.
I think Reggie McGrew came off the field. He might have been injured on that play. He came to the sideline and he was kind of gingerly putting a little bit of weight on his ankle.
Second down. Vanderbilt near midfield. Allen rolls out. Misdirection. Pass is dropped by Paul Morgan. Tico Brown came up from the safety spot. And Morgan heard the footsteps and the ball drops incomplete. Brown is another guy. They've been bringing him up to the line of scrimmage, getting 8 guys in that box, and it's been tough when you only send out 2 wide receivers.
Well, you're not going to be able to move the football. Damian Allen under pressure. Look at that. 4 hurries, 2 knockdowns, 4 sacks. That's quite a song. Got to go deep. Look for his tight end maybe coming off the line on a little curl pattern.
Raiders have 10 men within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Cohen's missed it. Allen scrambling for his life. Dragged down. But Gurley finally tackles him. And Vanderbilt's got to punt it away.
They're just getting so much penetration. Quarterbacks, their design to play is designed to go in 2.5 seconds. Watch this. As soon as he just gets right in there. Oh, is that a hold? I think that Bindham, I think he just kind of grabbed on him. He said, hey, just hold on. Didn't get called for it, though.
No, it's not a penalty if they don't throw a flag, is it?
Exactly right.
Webb to punt it again. Jaquez Green fields it. Good play, really, by Green not to let that one bounce. If that bounces, it probably rolls inside the 10. As it turns out, Florida gets the ball in its own 29-yard line. Neither team has scored. Second half, still 17-0 Gators.
Titanium. When put into a golf club, it has the power to launch a ball extraordinary distances. When put into the new Top Flight XL, well, it can make for quite a reaction.
Got a piece of that one.
The new titanium-powered Top Flight XL. Golf's next big wake-up call.
When Mark Wallace picked a college, he made sure it was close, but not too close to home. After all, he didn't want his mother calling him all the time.
Mark, yo, mommy's on the phone. Again? Again, man.
Of course, he didn't know she'd get a great deal like Bell South Area Plus and turn all those toll calls into local calls. Lots and lots of local calls.
Hello, Mark?
Last I heard, Mark was looking into the student exchange program.
In New Guinea?
Or further. Further's good.
And Tony Jordan, the outstanding linebacker from Vanderbilt, hurt on that kick coverage team just a moment ago, limped off the field.
Yeah, here he is, number 27. You're going to see on the tail end of the play, Bob, he gets rolled over. He's got outside containment. Watch the tail end of play. Right there, you see someone roll up on his leg. You see him grabbing that left ankle, twisted that left ankle under him. But he did get off the field. He did walk off the field. There it is. You see the ankle again get rolled on.
I think it was Carlton Hall that got him. So they're going to probably look at it. Looks like they're checking out the knee just to make sure, but it looked like the ankle. We'll have Chip Carter give us an update on that. Gators got the ball back. 17-0 is the Florida lead. Inside handoff goes to Taylor. Good pickup on first down. 6 yards or so. Raheem Batten comes up for the safety to make the stop.
Well, one thing that Woody Woodenhofer's got to be happy with is his defense is a non-quit defense. They play all the time, just like their coach. He tells them, he says, listen, we know the offense is not going to move the football. Our offense is struggling. We talked about how young they are. He said they're going to make mistakes. But this defense, they rank well. I mean, they're 6th nationally, 1st in the SEC in first downs allowed, 1st in the SEC in defense, and they don't quit.
Taylor powers his way to a first down on the belly series. Gets it across the 40-yard line. One thing about the Vanderbilt team, everybody remembers some of the losses, but their defense has played hard. Well, we'll look at the Taylor run first.
Yeah, this is Taylor finding that little seam, putting that shoulder down right there. I thought that time Carlton Hall wanted a hold. He got up and boy, he was screaming.
But they lost LSU 7-6. They scored late, and then of course the miscommunications on the extra point. If they win that game, it could be a whole different season.
I don't think they've recovered from that.
Taylor Hart running on first down, picks up another 6. The Gators now trying to pound on Vanderbilt a little bit. Carlton Hall makes the stop.
Yeah, that's that play that you talk about at LSU. They came down, scored late. They were going to go for 2 points. Felt they had everything in place. LSU called a timeout, and then they were not able to get out there in time. They just let the clock, and they took a 5-yard penalty. And of course, that just compounded their problem. As we look down there, I think that may be Rich, the center, who's down. I'm not sure. Wiley Rich, of course, is the senior center.
And one of their most consistent players, only senior on that offensive front, nicknamed Wiley Coyote. So they're going to attend to Rich. They've had all kinds of problems on that offensive line, and they've juggled people around trying to get some consistency.
Well, you remember they lost Deke Story early in the game. He came off the field. And that's one thing that I thought Steve Spurrier and his team have done really well. Remember last year how many times that we came in here to do games and they were switching offensive linemen? Today, Browning sat down and Pillar came over and started for him. Zendales, he came down. Blackshear came in. Now you see Story go out of the football game hurt. Now you've got Wiley Rich who's hurt. So this is a team that's everything's not going well for them. They have struggled this season, but they've made excellent progress to come back from those injuries. See Rich is up there putting some weight.
So the senior making his way off the field, and Steve Spurrier is going to send Ryan Kalich back into the game to play center, number 51. Steve Spurrier, of course, has had such tremendous success here. They lose 2 games, and you think this football program's fallen apart. And that's a tribute to Steve Spurrier, how outstanding he has been since he's been the coach here. Again, he's going for his 100th career win overall. 58-7 in the SEC, 5 SEC titles, 5-time coach of the year. Now a jailbreak. Brandeis takes that one right in the chops.
Now you know what that might be? That may be a personal foul, because when Hall jumps off sides, he still took a swat at the quarterback. You don't do that. If he's drawn offside, that's one thing, but he not only went off sides, he still smacked the quarterback. I'm wondering if he's just going to call offsides or maybe a personal foul.
Might be offsetting too.
Dead ball foul, offsides on the defense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, they just called the offsides. But watch right here. Now he's off right there, right? But he still shoves the quarterback, gives him a little tussle. Well, that wasn't that bad.
He didn't go to the head, though. I think if he would have gone to the head.
Exactly right. Yeah, he just kind of shoves him with his hands, and I think Brandeis just kind of falls over. Quarterbacks aren't that stable, although I was impressed with Brandeis. I looked at his size when we were down there. He's about 6'3", about 225, 230. He's a pretty big kid.
Yeah, he's thick. Now they're going to bring him together and make sure they
and this is a good point.
Yeah.
The officials bringing them in there saying, listen, guys, you're 2 class ball teams. You want to let's conduct ourselves. I think that's an outstanding move right
Steve Shaw, the referee, of course, taking charge. And, of course, he's probably reminding them, you get in the fight, you don't play next week.
That's exactly right. And that's nice. You bring him in there, you have a little talk with him.
Kind of laying the rules down. 2nd and about 2 inches. And Taylor got about 2 yards. So a first down for Florida as they push the ball to the 47-yard line of Vanderbilt. No score so far second half. We played 5 minutes. Noah Brandeis and the Gators lead at 17-0.
You see Brandeis. He looks over to Spurrier. They signal to play in. They've got a live quarterback who sits over there and just kind of signals to play in. It's Jesse Palmer, the backup quarterback who does that.
Gators 5 minutes in the half. No passing yards so far, second half. Gators with 3 wide receivers.
Line right, 99. There's a check on the line. You see the shift by the offense.
And the clock runs out. The play clock runs down. And the Gators again take a delay of the game penalty.
Boy, and you see the visor come off Steve Spurrier. He doesn't like that.
Dead ball foul. Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
See, what you expect is you expect your quarterback to look up at the clock and see that time clock. Just be aware that it's out there. But they take time not only signaling in the play, then he has to walk back in. They're making personnel changes. He has to call it. And then it's a check with me on the line when he sees the defense come up and shift.
3 wideouts. And the draw to Jackson. Brent Taylor to the 40-yard line, and another flag goes down.
Boy, and that flag was thrown way out in the flat. It was thrown away from the line of scrimmage. That probably will be a hold, maybe by one of the wideouts on the play.
There's the penalty on Florida. They'll march it back. Let's go downstairs to Chip with an injury update.
Well, Bob, you can see center Wiley Rich walking into the locker room right now. He's got a sprained ankle. He's going to have it taped and try and go on it, but the doctor, Pete and Delicato, doesn't think he's going to be back this afternoon. It depends on how strong it feels for him after he gets it taped up.
And Chip, we need you to check on Deke Story, too, if you would. And Kalix now comes in at center. Story went out late in the first half, and I haven't seen him come back yet.
No, I have not either, and that just compounds Florida's problems. Anytime you switch as many players as they are on offense, you lose a little bit of continuity.
9:15 remaining. Clock ticks in the third quarter. Brandeis a deep drop, sells it, and Taylor drops it. Dave, we haven't talked much about Terry Jackson, the guy that Chip talked to at halftime, but Jackson was an inspirational leader and a heck of a football player. There was a big loss to Florida when they lost him.
Oh, it was a huge loss because you come into spring football and you plan your offense around somebody like him that can come out of the backfield and catch the ball, and he's a multi-talented player, and then all of a sudden you lose him in just what is a freak play. But you remember where he got hit? He got hit from the backside and stretched that ligament. But for Steve Spurrier, it's a year of overcoming a lot of things. Everybody, including me, thought that he was just going to reload and be right back there, but injuries have taken their toll.
Brandeis second and about 1.5 miles. Nothing going on that time. Zach Pillar, I think, is the guy that actually knocked him down. The white shirt's trying to run him down. Glenn Young got there, but Zach Pillar delivered quite a blow. And there's Zach. I think he got shook up on a play.
Well, you know, I was looking in there too. I see Pat Browning's now playing right end, right guard, number 73. You see him running out there. Kalick coming out there, trying to pick up those blocks. But
watch Zach bang.
Zach says, "Do I get credit for that?"
He had his sights set on Battles, the safety coming up, but he hit his own man. Now it's third down. The scoreboard says 30 yards to go. 4 wideouts for the Gators, and they run the draw again. Taylor's going to pick up some yardage, but way short of the first down necessary. And so the Gators will give it back to the Vanderbilt. Now, Dave, I guess if you're Woody Woodenhofer, you figure, well, 7 minutes deep into the third quarter, we're still in the game.
Well, they are still in the football game. And for Steve Spurrier, you see him taking Brandeis. You just can't do that. He's very, very concerned about when a quarterback makes a misread or makes a mistake. And I think what he was doing there was pointing to the clock, saying you've got to be aware of the clock at all times. You're the leader. You've got the best view to look up at it. You've got to keep it in your focus.
Robbie Stevenson punts it away. Batten tried to block it, couldn't do it. Alvin Duke, he runs into his own man and gets knocked down at the 20-yard line. That's why you wear different colored shirts, guys.
Donovan, that was a heck of a hit by Jason Donovan, number 42. Boy, oh boy.
It's tough enough running away from the guys in the opposite shirts, let alone your own guys.
Look at Donovan, 42. Bam!
You don't make it in this game unless you're tough, really tough. You got to know how to think on your feet and make the right moves. Because when you work for Morgan Keegan, you have to be constantly on the lookout for the regional stocks and bonds that are tomorrow's blue chips. That's why smart Southerners turn to Morgan Keegan for investment advice. Morgan Keegan, capital for the South.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 42. Jesse from Quality Control. Jesse travels the country. He spans the globe in search of the best quality parts for your car. Factory visits.
Alle Teile übertreffen die Spezifikationen des Herstellers.
Wunderbar. Product inspections on over 250,000 different parts and accessories.
Thank you.
No problem. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Looking for the answer to one of life's toughest questions? Drive into Sonic for dinner. We make everything fresh to order, then serve it up hot, fast, and ready to go.
Like our chicken strip dinner with fries, Texas toast, and gravy. Our new country fried steak fingers dinner. And our new golden fried shrimp dinner.
Complete dinners, ready to go.
SEC football is brought to you in part by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Our SEC Bell South game of the week. Florida leading 17-0 here in the third quarter. Let's go downstairs to Chip Carter for another injury update.
Hey, Bob. Steve Spurrier just cannot dodge the injury bullet. Right now, here's a story on Deke's story. He has got an injured right shoulder. He got a bit of a stinger in it, and he's just walking around here waiting for the strength to build back up to it where he can feel he can go back in.
That's two offensive linemen the Gators have lost in this game. Allen, pressure. Allen gets away. Now sacked. Doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
And Bobby's not got enough time to pass. I'm trying to figure out why he's not able to go to Yoder and Asthma. He doesn't have enough time to sit back in the pocket. As he drops back in the pocket and looks downfield, the pocket is collapsing in front of him, and it just takes away his vision. He can't see downfield to throw the deep one. You see this? Set. Now look at the people in his face. Got to dodge here. Now you can't pick up anybody once you start dodging people like that. Got to give him more time to pass.
The option. Allen pitches it. Now they got some room. Williams. He was one step away from breaking it. Saving tackle that time by Dwayne Thomas. If he can break that tackle, he's down the sideline.
Boy, absolutely. That's exactly what they need to do. They're coming to that weak side with that option play. I think what makes this play work is the quarterback holds the ball a little bit longer, gets around the pile and makes the corner commit on him. Now when he pitches the ball to Williams, Williams doesn't have to confront that corner. He's got the inside pressure. So that worked well.
And so Fred Weary is the player down. So the Florida medical staff unfortunately working overtime today.
Boy, and Weary's, he's their big leader back there with those 6 interceptions. He got one today in that first half. They can't afford to lose him.
The thing about Weary too, he's durable. He's averaging 63 plays per game.
This may be a shoulder injury. Watch the left shoulder on Weary right there. You see when he goes in there?
His own man.
Yeah, he kind of hit his own man on that left shoulder.
Dwayne Thomas is the guy who hit him. Weary goes to the bench. And we hope it's not serious. Doesn't look to be too bad. You see the total yards. Neither team has gotten much done, though, here in the third quarter. Neither team has scored. It's 17-0 Florida. Option again. Allen cuts it up and gets yardage. Good yardage on first down. About 5 yards. Javon Curse makes the stop for the Gators.
And Bob, that's the most productive they've been on first down. They just have not been able to get into that second down at 5 to 6 yards. There's Bobby Stoops, the defensive coordinator, and boy, he has had an outstanding game plan today. He has just totally stymied Vanderbilt.
Reggie McGrew makes the stop. Woody trying to figure out a way to get something going here. His team, if he can score, can make this very interesting as we head toward the fourth quarter. Allen, 3-step drop, got his man. Hogan hauls it in for a first down into Florida territory.
Timing pattern, just quick slant in, First pass to a wide receiver, and Hogan's comes up with a big one. Just slant. Just come off the line 2 steps. Cut inside. Be a target. Look at that. The ball's thrown right there. That's what they need to do more of. That'll loosen up the defense, as Woody said when he came back and talked to Chip at halftime. They got to loosen them up.
They were picking on Doc Pollard, the sophomore defensive back, playing out for Weary. They run to his side again. And McGrath cuts it up and breaks a tackle. Close to a first down inside the 40. They win it Pollard again.
And you see some semblance of offense. Dwayne Thomas misses a tackle on this play as he slides out of his backer spot. This is just hard running right here. Get down in there. Just come on, put your head down there. There's the missed tackle. That's what allowed the 4 or 5 extra yards. Vanderbilt's running hard. They may measure for this first down, not give it to them.
Ronnie Battle now has come into the game at that corner, replacing Doc Pollard, who was in for the 2 plays. And we're looking on the sideline. They're still looking at Weary. And you see that Vanderbilt is just short. Let's get an update from Chip on Fred Weary.
Bob, they're dropping like flies. Maybe it's the water here in Gainesville, because Fred Weary has a mild concussion. Pete Delgado is looking at him right now. Shrugged his shoulders when I asked him if we would see him again this afternoon. He says he's going to try.
And Weary, just on cue, Chip walks onto the field, says, I'm playing. He might not know what day it is, but he's playing.
Well, Bob, you know, this is the best drive that I've seen Vanderbilt have in this football game. They started on their own 20. They've driven it to about the 38-yard line of Florida. They put together some plays that have worked, got some first downs, and taken a little bit of pressure off their defense.
Now it's 2nd and inches. Great time to throw it, but they run for the first down. You had a waste down there, Dave.
Well, I thought that, but I'll tell you, when things are going, when you want to just keep this drive going, you want those first downs. I agree with you. I would put a waste down there, maybe try to get one-on-one, get a slip or something. But I think if you're Woody Woodenhofer, he's saying, hey, this is the first good drive we've had. We've driven the ball now 30, 40, 45 yards. Let's just keep it up, see if they can come away with a score.
Damian Allen, the veteran quarterback, his 23rd straight start. You see Weary, maybe a little bit weary after that blow to the head, but he's back out there. Todd Yoder wide to the right. Hogan's wide to this near side. On first down, Williams wants to throw it. Does. He's got a man. Yoder. Oh, he dropped the ball.
Oh, he dropped the football. Oh,
that has been a problem all season. That is a touchdown. Woody knows it, Yoder knows it, and everybody in this stadium knows it.
Wide open. I mean, that's the longest run that you can have going back to the huddle after you drop one like this. Now, watch there. There's the snap. Look at Yoder coming off the line right here. It's a run pass. Look how wide open he is. Nobody, just look it back in. Just get those elbows together. And it goes right between his arms. Nobody was going to catch him. That's a touchdown for Woody Woodenhofer. He just can't believe it.
Set it up perfectly. Now Allen running for his life. Throws it, almost intercepted. Tico Brown comes up, got a hand on it.
Well, you can't miss opportunities.
Dave, I don't want to make excuses for Todd. I'm sure he doesn't want any, but he was looking back into the sun. Maybe he was blinded, and that's why he dropped it. But you couldn't ask him to be laid out there any better.
No, and I wondered about that, too, when he was dropping this. We watched Damian Allen under pressure just get rid of that football. I wondered that, too, because the shadows are long. That means that the sun is low. Look again, Damian Allen under pressure, 5 hurries. He's been knocked down twice after he's thrown the ball, and he suffered 5 sacks.
Vandy goes with the slot for the upper part of the string. Yoder and Hogan's on 3rd and long. Got a man over the middle. Paul Morgan, the fullback. First down inside the 25.
Boy, did you see Morgan that time? He came off the ball. He was wide open. When he takes the initial snap, he just kind of slides, looking for that pickup. You'll see him right on the right of your screen. Now look at Damian Allen. When he looks up, he says, wait a minute, there's nobody even near him. Morgan catches the football, comes down and gets that first down, keeps this drive alive, and this is the best offensive drive that Vanderbilt has had in this football game.
1st and 10, Commodores. Option. Allen cuts it off. He drops the football. Florida falls on it.
He just dropped the football.
Now, was he down?
I don't know.
That's the key, I think.
I saw the official throw in the beanbag, which marks the spot. That's why I thought he
must have hit the ground.
Watch again. You'll see Damian Allen go down the line right here. He chooses to go inside on the option. Watch and see if he's not down right here.
No.
Oh, no. No
That
way.
ball came out.
No way was he down. But I saw the beanbag. You'll see a beanbag thrown in there, which marks the spot. Now, he's not down. The ball's out right there. I mean, it's way out early. But they mark the spot and give it back to Vanderbilt.
Wow, they covered it, Beauchamp. So Vanderbilt drops a touchdown pass, but then gets a break. They're still alive on this drive. Second down. Here's the fake reverse. McGrath can't get outside. Great play by Elijah Williams. He runs him down.
Here we go.
Well, you hate to say ifs and buts, but I thought if he had given it to him on the reverse, I think he'd still be running.
So Vanderbilt now with a 3rd and long. Let's go back downstairs to Chip Carter.
You know, Bob, maybe Dave can forecast Puxatawny Phil, because look at this long shadow. He's absolutely right. And then you might be able to see what Yoder's looking at, because as Bill pans off into the sun, this is the exact angle he was looking at when he dropped that football.
You're right. Tough sky today, not a cloud in it. Tough situation for Vanderbilt. Needing a first down. Over the middle again. That's Morgan. But he's short of the first down.
Now, what do you do in this situation if you're Woody Woodenhofer? Do you kick the field goal and take some points, or do you go for the first down? They're going to be probably about a yard or two short. I think he's going to call timeout and talk about it.
Commodores will call timeout. Again, the little dump pass over the middle of the fullback.
Well, when you blitz, the fullback's uncovered, and you see right there, as Morgan, number 41, puts that shoulder down, he just comes up about a yard short on the play, but a good effort right there.
That's 10 catches on the season for Morgan, and 2 in this drive, as Vanderbilt now with a big decision to make, as it's 4th down and just a couple. And Woody Woodenhofer, you wouldn't think that he would go for a field goal. I think they got to go for the touchdown.
Well, I would think I would want him to go for the touchdown, because if he wants to win the football game. But I think he's got to think, I've got to get some points in this situation, Bob, because his offense he's looking for something to give his offense life. So if he comes away and he doesn't make the first down, then they lose whatever they have.
Okay, now why has Vanderbilt been able to move the ball in this drive?
Well, first of all, they threw their wideouts, and they had a little bit more success with that. They also found Morgan coming out of the backfield. He's been uncovered. That is something that they've not done. So they've made good adjustments at halftime to take advantage. But this is by far the best drive that they've had in the football game.
Well, Davey, also the other thing about Damian Allen is he had the drop, and you think, well, maybe he would fall apart, but he's come back and showed a lot of composure. You see the length of the drive, 13 plays, biggest play of the game perhaps for the Commodores right here. 4th and 1 at the Florida 12-yard line. Commodores down by 17. McGrath at tailback. Option, McGrath made the first down inside the 10. The freshman running back.
Oh, and
what a play he made.
Oh, and Elijah Williams had him in the backfield. Williams, number 25, comes up. He reads the play well, but McGrath just breaks the tackle. Down the line, play the option. Watch number 25 come into your screen, miss the tackle. And look at McGrath. Put that head down, get that first down. And it's a good call by Woody Woodenhofer. He's just going for the win. He's not trying to keep his offense. He says, hey, we're going to put the ball down. We're going to try to go for the win.
McGrath again barrels down to the 5. They call him Thunder and Lightning. Jimmy Williams and Jared McGrath are 2 freshman running backs from Vanderbilt. Williams, of course, is the Lightning, and Jared McGrath the Thunder. And that time he booms it down to the 5, and another Gator is down. The problem Vanderbilt has had is in the red zone. The 22 possessions, but they've only scored 14 times, and 4 of those are field goals.
Well, that's incredible, because you're expecting a lot better average than that. When you get inside the 20-yard line, you're at least supposed to have a field goal try.
Ed Chester is the shaken-up Gator, and he's been bothered all season long by various and sundry injuries, and now comes off the field. And now Damian Allen bringing his team back out. 2nd down and 5 at the Gator 5.
Well, if I'm Woody Woodenhofer or I'm Damian Allen, he's had a little bit of success on that slant pattern. Maybe that's the way to go. The option play down the line might be a good one. Look for maybe Morgan coming out of the backfield, but he's got to pick up some yardage.
McGrath, nothing. He ran smack dab into Reggie McGrew.
Boy, it's surprising they're running up the middle. I would think you'd go wide. You've got McGrew in there. You've got Moten in there. They're 2 big, tough tackles. I think you want to go wide in that situation.
Yeah, but the Gators' speed, you think you can get around them?
Well, you could if you do that option play. They were successful with that option play. But Bobby Stoops knows what they're going to do. They have a great defensive game plan today.
Vanderbilt has had the ball over 6 minutes on this drive, but no points yet. Option, Allen, close, didn't get in.
Wow, he's down to about probably the 6-inch line. What a play by Damian Allen. What a read that time. As he came off the ball and started down the line, he saw that there was nowhere to go outside. They had defensed it, and he just took the football and got behind a couple big linemen there, Saltzman and Barnett. It just kind of burrowed in there. Again, just kind of got in there, got a little bit of a push. Again, read it right there, just comes inside, just gets behind him, and swarms down, and he's down about the 6-inch line. I think you call another timeout and talk about it.
Exactly. The ball is just inches from the goal line. What a good one we got going. Our Bell South SEC game of the week with the Florida Gators leading 17-0, but Vanderbilt's defense has shut them out here in the third, and now the Commodores trying to get on the board. We'll be back in a moment, but first a word from your local SEC station.
Honey, the island's all yours.
And this is Tomas.
He comes with it.
This key opens everything.
Buying something big? Use the Bravo Card's innovative reserve line, a second line of credit at a lower rate for your bigger purchases.
Ma'am, the key to your luggage?
Of course, within reason.
Oh, yes, the key to my luggage.
Imagine credit and extra credit. Bravo. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Watch out. Once the crave gets you, it's got you.
Now you can get that steamed grilled taste in downtown Nashville.
White Castle.
That'll keep you company.
Hey, fellas. I think I found somebody.
Give me two.
She listens, she cares.
Come on.
Look, I mean it. She understands my style.
Style?
She understands exactly what I want. Details. Well, on Thursday?
Yeah.
She gave me this haircut at Supercuts.
Get just the cut you want. Perfect every time. Supercuts. It's you.
Can you move the ball 6 inches? That's what Vanderbilt has to do to get on the scoreboard. McGrath, the standing tailback, gets the ball and goes into the end zone. The freshman from Ocala, Florida, puts Vanderbilt on the scoreboard as the Commodores cap off a brilliant drive.
Boy, they did. And did you see McGrath? He took off from about the 4-yard line. That was everything that he had. When he took that football, he went over right tackle, Anguiano, Bindon, and I mean, he just put his head down. There's the snap in the lower part. Now watch where he takes off. 4-yard line, and he just has to break that plane. Big blocks up front. Great blocks up front. Of course, that's his first rushing touchdown for the freshman.
And he got it at Florida Field.
Amen.
17 plays, 7 minutes is what the drive took. There are 10 players on this roster for Vanderbilt from the state of Florida. One of those is Jared McGrath, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, what you do on this play, Bob, is you run the fullback in there, big man just trying to block. That's the hole, and he goes up and over. Watch this play right there, fullback in now, just big up and over. Good block there by 41 Morgan to penetrate that hole. That's why it worked. That's just good teamwork.
You know, it
He had
looked
the
like
right spot.
Teddy Sims went low and McGrath just went right over the top of him. What a thrill it must be for this young man. I'm sure he's gone to many Gator games here in this stadium and scoring his first collegiate touchdown. after scoring 34 touchdowns in high school.
Well, what a different assemblage, too, as you look at that drive. 80 yards, 17 plays. And believe it, their longest drive before that, I think, was about 6 plays or so. And they put together 17 plays on that drive to come away with 7 points.
Let's go downstairs to Chip Carter.
Hey, Bob, Ed Chester, who came into this game with a sore knee, says it is simply too sore to play on for the rest of the afternoon, and he is now done for the day. So another Gator sitting on the bench. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the Gators it's been a mash unit. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, I don't think they've had anybody hurt today.
No, I haven't seen anybody on Vanderbilt get hurt today. They've just dodged the bullet, but Florida, they just keep on mounting up.
Dropping deep now. The Gators getting set. Elijah Williams is back there, along with Bo Carroll. Kick is short. It's going to bounce. Vanderbilt almost got it. Holy smokes, that was almost a touchdown.
What a play by Bo Carroll, though. Did you see what he did? He knew he couldn't get the football. He concentrated on it and just swatted it out of bounds.
Looked like Johnny Matoya almost got the ball.
See the ball high there? Now watch Bo Carroll just swat it out of bounds.
Boy, if Vanderbilt can pick that up, they can run it in for a touchdown.
Certainly could. It's just a short kick. They had people down for it. You saw a couple of Vanderbilt players going for it.
Yeah, Matt Stewart was down there.
Yeah. But that's a heads-up play by Carroll. You know, you think about a freshman making a decision like that. Why wouldn't he go up for it? I mean, that's good coaching when you swat the ball out of bounds.
Look at Bo. He got a busted lip too. It looks like he's got a Band-Aid on that upper lip. So they're going to talk to. That might be illegal batting.
Yeah, I was wondering
Florida.
about that. I sure was wondering about that because he did not try to catch the football. He actually swatted at the football, and I wondered if that was illegal batting of the football. If it is, it's a penalty.
Yeah, it sure is. Let's see what they call. Steve Shaw.
Illegal batting on the return team, batting the ball forward. That penalty is declined. First down.
I guess if you take the penalty, you got to re-kick it.
Yeah, they would have to re-kick it. But I think for Steve Spurrier and company, I think he's happy. He says go ahead and bat it because the results, if he had tried anything else, Vanderbilt would have come up with that football. If he had tried to catch it or go after the football, they probably would have had a Vanderbilt possession.
So let's see what the Gators do here. They haven't done much offensively in third quarter. Brandeis going long. Jaquez Green makes the catch. He was among 3 Vanderbilt white shirts and somehow came out of there with a football. Chavis and Batten were right there. Battles was there. And Jaquez went up among them and brought it down.
I wondered if Batten misjumped there because he was in great position. You see it on the top of your screen. There's the pattern. It's a post pattern. Now watch Batten come into your picture, number 8. He's running in there, and see, he maybe just missed jumps there. Well, that might have been 4, Chavis.
Yeah, Chavis was there and Battles was there.
Exactly.
Last play of the third quarter. Taylor. Penalty flag down. Taylor steps through a couple of tackles to the 20, but that flag was thrown right in the middle of the offensive line. Batten makes the stop on Taylor.
And you see the results holding on the backside of the play. And boy, that really upsets coaches because it's on the backside of the play. It's not at the point of attack. It's somebody on the backside trying to make a cutoff block, and he grabs them.
Jimmy Ray Stevens, the offensive line coach.
Holding on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll repeat first down, and we will extend the period.
So we have one more play here in the third quarter. It can't end on an offensive penalty.
Well, the trainers are out there with water trying to they need to get off the football field because we have another play.
Brandeis has to get out there. They're going to roll the clock here in a minute.
Yeah, they're standing over here. Brandeis, he doesn't even have his helmet on.
No, I think they think it's the end of the quarter.
One more play. I heard the official say it. Look, you see him, the official signaling him on, saying, come on, get out here. We've got another play.
So the play clock is rolling, and the Gators aren't even in the huddle yet. Now at 15.
Yeah, when I saw that official signaling and then back on, shades of Woody Woodenhopper at that play with LSU when he said, why didn't they signal me back on?
Florida's got to burn a timeout. Yeah, I think Steve Spurrier thought that the quarter had ended, but they had to play it. So Spurrier burns a timeout. It'll be first down and 20 yards to go.
Boy, remember this timeout because it's a wasted timeout.
Next week, I want to remind you that we've got split coming your way. 2 very good football games. Mississippi State and Alabama, both teams still alive in the SEC West. Florida and South Carolina is the other game. You will see either one of those next week at 12:30. Check your local listings for the game in your area, our Bell South SEC game of the week. And you see the standings in the West. This is after the Ole Miss win the other night against Arkansas. Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, LSU, and Auburn can still all win the West and go to the SEC championship game.
Yeah, isn't it whoever wins out? Because they all play each other.
Yeah, because Alabama plays Mississippi State, LSU, and Auburn. If Alabama wins out, they go. So
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's parity. Parity in the SEC is what it is. And, of course, there's still a handful of teams that could go to the SEC Eastern Division Championship game. Steve Spurrier said yesterday, we're not in the driver's seat right now, but there's a lot of football yet to be played. You never know what's going to go. First down, 20. 4 wideouts for the Gators and nobody in the backfield.
You see Spurrier is the one who yelled the play in.
Little drop-off pass to Jaquez Green. Picks up about 4 yards, and the third quarter will come to a close. Vanderbilt scores a touchdown to draw to within 10. We head to the fourth quarter with the Gators leading 17-7 here at Florida Field.
Thinking about your financial future? What better company to place your trust? Top 10 in U.S. life insurance and growing fast. A major provider of annuities, investments, and retirement planning solutions. Manages $22 billion in assets and does it all with some of the industry's highest financial ratings. Jefferson Pilot. Vision to power your dreams.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car.
92 Accord?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Advance Auto Parts presents the SEC Good Works Team, recognizing the superior community service efforts of league football players. Today's honoree is cornerback Ronnie Battle from the University of Florida. Ronnie's active as a spokesperson for Florida's local alcohol, drug, and violence prevention campaign. He's also a member of the university's Rules Compliance Committee and Institute of Black Culture. Advance Auto Parts is proud to salute Ronnie Battle and will contribute $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation on behalf of the SEC Good Works Team.
Gators on the move, trying to build their advantage back to 17. 17-7 as we start things here in the fourth quarter. Our Bell South SEC game of the week. Bob Kessling, Dave Rowe, and Chip Carter with you today on just a perfect day for football. Dave, this is unbelievable.
Oh, it is beautiful.
Chamber of Commerce Day.
Well, it's a little bit cold, and, I thought I saw these two crazy guys out last night.
You got to have a convertible in Florida.
Right.
I don't care what the temperature is.
The only two nuts that I could ever see in a convertible were, of course, you and Todd Minhinnick driving around in a convertible last night, 55 degrees.
Brandeis barking back to the original play. Dropping, looking, firing. McGriff knocked away by Vincent. Nice play.
Boy, that was. To get that hand in there, that was a good play by Vincent. He got burned earlier on that fade, but this time he gets that hand in and just rips the football out.
Here are Jefferson Pilot Sports third quarter stats. You see the rushing yards pretty close. Passing yards, Florida still has the advantage. Total yards, Gators are dominant, but Vanderbilt's still in the game.
Well, think about that 118 yards by Vanderbilt. They got 80 of it, Bob, on that one drive. So before that, they had 38 yards total offense up until that last drive.
Another third down for the Gators. They need 15. Got to get inside the 25-yard line to keep the football. Brandeis keeps his backs in. Now they go. Now he flips it over the middle. And not much there. He threw it to his fullback, Rod Frazier. But he's well short of the first down. Decision time for the Gators.
Well,
Do you punt it or go for the long field goal?
You see that guy right there? Carlton Hall. That's his 11th tackle today. He's got a sack, 11 tackles, You talk about playing, and football players on defense play with intensity. That young man is playing with intensity. We talk a lot about Jamie Duncan, the other linebacker, who last year was all SEC, but this year, I want to tell you, Carlton Hall was playing outstanding football.
Looks like the Gators are going to take a delay of the game penalty and then get the punting unit on. Try and pin Vanderbilt down deep.
And see if Woody Woodenhofer doesn't fall for that. See if he doesn't say, nah, we ain't going to take that. We'll let them punt from right where they are, 35. Sometimes coaches will do that. They don't take that penalty to allow you to down the ball inside the 15, 20-yard line.
It would be a 50-yard plus field goal, and Collins Cooper hasn't even attempted one that long so far this year.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Well, he surprises me. He takes the penalty.
So now Stevenson comes into the game. Alvin Duke stepping down at his 10-yard line. Angles for the sideline. Did he get it? Nope, goes right in the end zone. Ball comes out to the 20, and that's where the Commodores will take over. 1st and 10, down by 10. Be sure to visit the official internet site of the Southeastern Conference for up-to-date stats, game reviews, coaches' comments, and much, much more. The SEC online is at secsports.com. Bob Kessling along with Dave Rhodes, Chip Carter, our producer today, Rob Reichley, and Ken Dennis, the director here from Florida Field. It has turned out to be a very entertaining second half, and we'll see if the Commodores can stay on the march. Now with Jimmy Williams in a tailback. Allen throws the slant pass. A lot of blue shirts around there. He tried to get it to Zach Winkler and had to go through about 6 Gator chomps over there.
Boy, there were 5 defensive players in that zone right there. 5. You don't want to throw that football, but that's what they started off the last drive with.
You think it's easy being a football coach?
Well, I saw Spurrier on that last play when the punter punted the ball deep in the end zone. He took his visor and just threw it down in real disgust. He wanted him to punt to the corner. He punted right down the center of the field. It's the little things that get coaches upset.
Allen swamped under this time. Purse was there. Thaddeus Bullard was there. And also Mike Moten was there to lead the way for the Gators. But Dave, when you have so much success like Florida's had, and the last 7-8 years, they've done the little things so well to win games. And then when you stop doing the little things, it gets frustrating, and because you're used to your team just executing so well.
You're exactly right. And you see there, now that was a good play because they slid to the play really well. I look for them right now. You're right. Florida really they have not had the season like 2 losses for them is a disaster.
Damian Allen's got to take a timeout. And so Vanderbilt down to 1. And so the Commodores facing a 3rd and 12, needing to move the football here on Florida Field, down 17, 7 in the 4th.
Or 3/4.
10 millimeter.
My favorite.
The all-new Mazda truck. Pure truck.
Is there anything more heartwarming than the day a son comes to work for his father?
I don't even want to be in this stupid business. Oh, that's right. You want to be an author. You see, Tyler, this is what he does, just because I want to write. You want to write up this purchase order. You see this? Listen, Tolstoy.
Well, I did see, and I had a sneaking suspicion, so did J.D. Sr.
No,
I was thinking, you guys could sell a ton more inventory if you used the internet. That way you'd have customers from old Chatsford to, well, Japan. And all you gotta do is write up a little catalog page like that.
So?
So you can write it.
Me?
Yeah, you. I mean, each one of these clubs tells a different story. This place is full of stories.
Jerry vigorously gripped that the titanium driver is...
Yeah, well, you know, of course, you don't have to do it right now.
Don't touch me.
SEC football is brought to you in part by the new Top Flight XL Titanium golf balls. Titanium powered for explosive distance. The Commodores have a lot of distance to go right now. 3rd and 12, backed up deep in their own territory at the 18.
Well, if they want to have success, you know they've caught Paul Morgan coming out of the backfield, circling out of the backfield, and he's not been covered the last 2 or 3 times. They had success on that last drive. I guess they're wondering if they can get him maybe open again on a play.
Craig or Damian Allen is 5 of 11 through the air for 60 yards. Allen facing 3rd and 12. Pressure, throws it, tipped, almost intercepted. Elijah Williams got a hand on it. Tico Brown almost picked it off. The pass was intended for Zach Winkler.
Well, they dodged a bullet on this because this is a terrible decision by Damian Allen to throw this football. He's under pressure. He drops back. The quarterback pressure is coming from Bullard, and you can see he throws it as he's going backward. Look at the number of blue shirts right there ready to intercept that football. So they really dodged the bullet with that one. Can't do that, Bob. Can't throw it up for grabs because this Florida secondary reacts very quickly to the football.
Joe Webb to punt. Richardson back, and he gets it off the side of his foot again. Out of bounds. Florida's going to get great field position in Vanderbilt territory. Well, now they back up 2 steps. It's going to be at the 49-yard line. So the Gators get the ball back. Noah Brandeis leading the Gators out. We have not seen Doug Johnson today. Brandeis got the start. He's been in it the whole way. Let's go to Chip Carter.
Seats 1 through 8. I've got Noah Brandeis' parents with me, Barry and Kathy. He's making his first start, and you're not going to believe this. When did you know he was making his first start?
We read it in the paper this morning, and we were real happy about it. He's been waiting a long time, Noah. He's a great kid.
All right. Watch the play.
Yeah.
All right, Bob. They got section 1 through 7 right here. A lot of seats, and they're in the cool side of the stadium. That's what happens when you're the starting quarterback.
Well, he's doing a fine job. He started out, of course, at Wingate, transferred a walk-on here at Florida. I was thinking he's earning a scholarship right now. As Brandeis trying to direct the Gators to what would be a touchdown, it would make it very difficult for Vanderbilt. But still, they got a lot of territory to maneuver. Taylor again pounds his way close to a first down. Battles comes up, and Jay Stallworth. We haven't called his name much today.
I thought that Chip might ask him how he got his name Noah. I thought that was quite a story. He said his mother and father were driving through a hurricane or something.
Yeah.
And the water was all gushing around him. Said it looked like Noah in the ark or something.
They knew Noah for that. What about that? His dad, of course, was a pretty good baseball player in his day. At one time drafted by the New York Mets. And we talk about Noah being a quarterback, but he's also a 2-time All-SEC academic performer for the Gators. So he waited his time, and those who stay will play is what the old phrase is in college football. And Brandeis has stayed around and waited for his chance and is trying to take advantage of it. Short again, and the Gators will be facing a 3rd down. They're 2 of 9 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon.
Well, Bob, it's a wonderful story to see a walk-on. That means he didn't have a scholarship. He earned one last spring. Come out there. He's a 5th-year senior, getting an opportunity. Steve Spurrier chose him this morning, actually. He wouldn't tell us yesterday.
We were in his office, and when we left, I had the impression that it was going to be Doug Johnson.
I did also. But it's a good story. He's worked hard, and he's played well today, too. He's made some good decisions, picked up a couple blitz, capitalized on them, and led this team today well.
Brandeis, and see if he sneaks it. Does. I don't know.
Well, the only way he got it is if he rolled around to his right.
The spot they're giving him is going to be a first down.
Yeah.
He's across the 46-yard line, and that's where he had to get. So Brandeis adds to his rushing average right there with a yard.
Yeah, right.
And now the Gators have it first down.
Adds to his rushing average, huh?
11.5 minutes to go. Vanderbilt needs a stop here. They're down by 10. Gators go to the running attack again, and Fred Taylor gets a couple tough yards. Jamie Duncan there pushes him back along with Glenn Young, number 55.
Well, you know, an interesting defense there by Vanderbilt. What they do is they do a double cock in the middle. They have 2 defensive tackles that are cocked in the middle. One comes down. See Alds, number 98, come around there. He's got to make that tackle. When he comes around, he's got to square up in the hole. Got to make that tackle.
Yeah, this is a very disciplined, well-coached defensive unit.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about a team, Vanderbilt coming into this football play. There were some people had picked them as a 36-point underdog. No chance.
Brandeis got his man this time. A bullet to McGriff, who today has been his favorite receiver. Raheem Batten makes the stop on Travis McGriff. Had a touchdown in the first half. He was a ball boy here in his younger days, so he's been around Gator football a long time.
Good strike right there, little play action. Now look down, see pop in the pocket. See the time he has to throw? That's not what Damian Allen has had all day. Damian Allen has had to dodge that wave, and you just take your eyes off downfield. Brandeis has been able to drop back in that pocket, takes about 2.5 seconds, get back, set up, look downfield, and find his receiver.
Everywhere.
Oh, did you see what happened that time? Zach Pillar was kind of falling down, and he was trying to hold his spot. Oh, man, you ain't going to believe. That's one of the most embarrassing things.
That's like when you played, remember when you kid playing red light, green light, trying to make sure you don't stop and fall back?
Well, he was actually falling out of his stance. And watch, right of your screen, 69. You see him right there? Watch right here. There he is. Now watch. Oh, no. He just kind of falling back, had all the weight on his heels.
It's a penalty. 1st and 5 of 15, the 5-yard penalty.
Everybody will say that was great form on that backward roll.
Don't think you'll hear about that this week.
Oh boy.
Handoff up the middle. Taylor bounces it outside, now cuts it up inside the 30 to the 25, still 6 yards short of a first down. And there's Carlton Hall again. I'm telling you what, Hall has just laid it on the line today. The senior from Midwest City, Oklahoma. 12 tackles on the afternoon.
Well, you see him, number 34, squares up, takes the up block, slides along the line, and makes the tackle.
You know, and Frazier hit him a pretty good lick, the fullback, and he
sure
bounced
did.
off and made the play. What a leader he has been for this defense. Now Taylor trying to get outside. There's Hall again. Runs him down from the backside, short of the first down. And it'll be 3rd and about 3 or 4. The announcers for the game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Potted Sports. The broadcast to copyright presentation. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Potted Sports is prohibited. Bob Kessling, Dave Rowe, Chip Carter with you today as we crank to 9 minutes to go on this 4th quarter clock, and the Gators lead by 10.
Bob, this is a big down because if they're able to hold him here to a field goal try, that'll put him up 13 points. Still 2 scores, and they can get back in it.
And everybody's jumping.
Long snap count that time. Now, were they drawn offsides or did they jump offsides? I saw Alfonso Harvey jump into the neutral zone, as I did see Glenn Young. Did Brandeis come out and change the snap count and catch him? We'll find out in a second.
It's 3rd and 5. Let's see.
Dead ball foul. Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty. It will be a first down.
He changed the snap count. That's why you've got to look in at the football. That's a heads-up play by Brandeis to come out there and go on a different count. As a defensive player, a lot of times you get used to that snap count, the cadence of a quarterback. When he comes out and he starts going hut-hut and keeps on snapping that ball on the second one, sometimes you fall for it. And that's what happened to Vanderbilt on that series.
Florida has won 6 straight against Vanderbilt on the field. The throw to the corner and Jamie Richardson. Jamie Richardson trying to run it down. Chavis was there with him.
I wonder if Richardson was looking back into that sun also. Right to the right of your screen, you're going to see the wideout, number 18. Look back into that sun. Oh, that's just good defense. That was good defense by Chavis.
Hit Chavis on the head.
He got the hand inside. You see he got that one hand inside. Good coverage. Didn't make contact with the wide receiver. That's a good play.
2nd down and 10. The fade pattern. Jamie Richardson couldn't get it. A couple of tight ends now into the game for the Gators on 2nd down and 10. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up and nobody home. As Brandeis thought Jaquez Green was going to cut to the post.
Well, did you see what Chavis did away? That time he took it away inside on him. Ald's got good pressure up the middle of the nose tackle. But what happened is Corey Chavis just took away that inside route. He made Green just change his route on the play. Heads up play. Good play by the corner.
Now it's 3rd and long. Chavis said, don't come this way
don't
again.
come this way. You might try it again, but you ain't going to have any luck.
Jaquez Green has single coverage with Vincent on this near side. Brandeis, he's going for Jaquez Green. He's got it, but he's out of bounds.
Well, you talk about good corner coverage on the far side. Good corner coverage this time by Fred Vinson, number 1. He's got Jaquez Green one-on-one. You'll see that Green is looking back at the football. Vincent has to play it. He's all by himself. Now he looks back. He sees when he puts his hands up, you see him react and come right inside there. He uses the sideline as another defender, forces him out of bounds. Heads up play.
Caught it, but he was out of bounds. So now the field goal attempt by Collins Cooper. It'll be 35 yards in length. Lead.
Well, it still makes him only 13 points instead of 8.
And Cooper drills his second field goal of the afternoon. So the Gators now build the lead to 20-7. Still lots of time left. 8:14 to go here in Gainesville.
Vanderbilt, quality, that's really the best word to describe the university. You learn. You learn about life, your future.
Critical thinking, problem solving, creativity. That's what the classroom experience is all about.
Sure, I'm getting a great education, but it's a lot more too. You grow, you learn how to live.
There really is a special spirit here. I've discovered that one person can make a difference.
Making a difference. Vanderbilt University. Education for a lifetime.
Guess which burger chain just beat McDonald's for the second year in a row in a national consumer survey? The same people that beat out Burger King. Who do people rank higher than McDonald's and Burger King? For the second year in a row, Sonic outscored them both for food quality, menu variety, and service. Sonic makes everything fresh to order, then serves it up fast and in person. So break away from the ordinary and drive into America's choice.
Sonic, driving for a change.
The field goal gives the Gators now a 13-point lead, 20-7 with 8:14 to go. Remember, next week, split coverage. You'll either see Mississippi State against Alabama, the SEC West Showdown, or Florida against South Carolina. 12:30 is the start. Check for the game in your area next week. Our Bell South SEC game of the week. So the Gators going to kick it off. Dropping deep again, Alvin Duke and Damian Charlie for Vanderbilt. They need a big play either on special teams or with the offense. Driving kick to Duke. He's pinned against the sideline, but he brings it up. Spins his way out across the 20, and now a late flag comes in.
Well, I think that flag's going to be the hand in the back. That's going to compound the problems of Vanderbilt. Those almost are always a receiving team pushing the back or the clip. So that's going to compound the problems. But for Vanderbilt, they've got to get some offense going. They need to do, it's a holding call. That's even worse than hand in the back. But for Woody Wittenhopper and his crew, what they have to do is they have to go to their wideouts a little bit more. They've got to maybe find Morgan come out of the backfield. They were successful with that a little bit. Maybe the option play to the weak side. They want to control the clock, but they're down 2 scores.
During the return, we have holding on the return team. That's the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
First and a long way for Vanderbilt. Let's go downstairs to Chip.
Thanks, Bob. I'm standing with Dr. Peter Indelicato. And have you ever seen a year or a game especially where so many Gators have gone down with injuries?
Well, this year we've been hit with a few injuries, quite a few than they normally have. And particularly this game, there's about 5 or 6 guys that got hurt. Fortunately, none of them seem to be hurt seriously. But all things like that affect our ability to be consistently play well.
Looking like a Dr. Anna coach, Bob.
And he took a hit today, too, didn't he? Handoff up the middle. Morgan pulls his way for about 5 yards. Tough guy to bring down. Johnny Rutledge makes the stop. Now Morgan's played well for him today, the senior.
Yeah. Yeah, he's blocked well. He's also caught the ball out of the backfield well on those blitzes. He was a good target and kept that drive alive. Twice he caught the football coming out of the backfield on those little swing checks, and Damian Allen was able to find them. They need to put together a drive now. Don't give the football right back to Florida. If you're Florida, you say turn around, say crank it up defense. They can't score on us. They'll creep up into that box and get a lot of players up front.
McGrath at tailback. He's been there most of the day. Jimmy Williams banged up. Allen running for his life. Looking for somewhere to go and gets it back to the 20.
But every time Allen does that play fake action, like just a little belly series, and comes back and sets up, instead of being able to turn around and look downfield, you see right here, little fake action right there. Now come back here, swing, square up in the pocket. Look, right away he's running because you see number 55, Willie Cohen's in his face. They've had somebody there all day penetrating into that pocket.
Vanderbilt taking their time. It's 6:45 and counting here. You see his numbers today, the 1 interception. Allen cuts it up. I don't think so.
Boy, he came close. Again, 55 stares him down.
Willie Cohen's comes across.
Looked like he had to make about the 22-yard line. He's going to go down, and he knows he only has to make about a yard or two. He cuts it right up inside, and you see the good tackle there by number 55, playing the quarterback. I think they're going to have to punt the football away.
Disappointment for Woody Woodenhofer. They needed the first down to keep it alive. Now he's got to turn to his defense again to try and get the ball back quickly. Joe Webb's been a busy guy today. This will be his 10th punt of the afternoon.
And you think right away, do you go for a fake?
No.
I think we just punt it away.
Good kick this time. Richardson. Oh,
what
almost fumbled that one.
What a
And
catch.
he hangs on at the 45-yard line. And so Florida has good field position. They'll get the ball back at their own 45. 5:41 remaining. The Gators trying to salt away another victory in the swamp.
It's not sleepy time down south anymore. Today, the region's economy is expanding and investment opportunities are springing up right in our own backyard. Morgan Keegan, the South's leading investment firm, carefully tracks these opportunities, finding regional stocks and bonds that are tomorrow's blue chips. And Morgan Keegan brokers know if you want to attract a crowd, you have to pay attention to details. That's why smart Southerners come to Morgan Keegan for financial advice. Morgan Keegan, capital for the South.
The Southeastern Conference enjoys a rich tradition of excellence in both academic and athletic endeavors. A major reason for the success of the SEC is our partnership with some of America's top corporations. As corporation sponsors, these businesses help fund SEC youth clinics, drug education programs, and are the official presenters of each of the men and women's conference championships. The Southeastern Conference is proud to be associated with these companies, which are making a positive contribution to intercollegiate athletics.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 6, Ed from Purchasing. At an early age, Ed gained an appreciation for low prices.
Yes, Edward. If you buy a whole lot of stuff, you can sell it for a whole lot less.
Good, Edward, good.
High volume buying is how Ed keeps prices low for you.
No, that's zillion with a Z, not trillion with a T.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
SEC football is brought to you in part by Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Florida leading 20-7. The Gators are 11-1-1 against Vanderbilt here in Gainesville, going for another win today. Here's some other scores around the country. Duke and Clemson in the AC now in overtime. And NC State has beaten Maryland 45-28 in ACC action. In the fourth period, Wake Forest on top of Rutgers 28-14. Of course, many other big games getting started in just a few minutes. Taylor up the middle, breaks one tackle and two, runs over the umpire. And Taylor gets it into Vanderbilt territory to the 45-yard line.
Vanderbilt doing a lot of gambling right now, bringing those backers up in the line, trying to stop. You see the backers filling up there. You see Hall, 34, starting to slide to the outside, trying to stop that run. They know that Florida's going to run the football. They want to just eat up the clock.
Butch Lambert trying to get out of the way of that one. The umpire run over. It's interesting, these two teams charter members of the SEC back in 1933, but they didn't play until 1945. Florida won that game here in Gainesville. Now the handoff up the change that. Vanderbilt won that first game, but since then, Florida's won 11 straight in a tie. So the record for Florida here is 11-1-1 against Vanderbilt. And you see the rushes for Fred Taylor trying to get close to 100 yards.
If he gets 100, then he joins that 1,000-yard rushing crowd. That's some pretty tall company around here. When you think of Emmitt Smith and those type of players.
Play clock down to 4. They get the snap off and give it to Taylor again. Barely back to the line of scrimmage. So Vanderbilt, the problem they have, they're out of timeouts. So the clock will just roll. If the Gators can grind out a couple of more first downs, the game will be over. Taylor gets a well-deserved break as Bo Carroll comes into the game. And you see the 1,000-yard rushers in Florida history led by Emmitt Smith. And today, pretty good chance Fred Taylor, if he can get healthy and get back in there, has a shot at it. He's at almost 80 yards today. Bo Carroll cuts it back and is ridden down by Alfonso Harvey. 5 tackles on the day for Harvey as we now are under 4 minutes.
Well, Bob, you know, you get in a football game like this and Vanderbilt comes in such a big underdog and you look for positive things. Their offense is very, very young. We talked as Woody looks up at the clock. We talked about their offense being very, very young. Their defense has really set the tone, and that's what's kept them in football games all year long. They haven't been out of football games. I mean, just blown out like we've seen in the past. They're competitive. If they can get someone to come in for Damian Allen, replace him at quarterback next year, get a little bit more experience, they can have a very, very good team.
They've had some warriors. They've had 8 of their 11 guys start every single game on defense. Jaquez Green ran about 40 yards sideways and picked up about 2 yards on them.
Did you see how close they were to offsides? When they jumped, their defensive lineman jumped inside. I think it was Alfonso Harvey who jumped inside. And watch him, 92. Watch right in the middle. Look, he's right there. Oops, get back, don't penetrate.
And then Green.
Well, now I saw a flag thrown way over by the sideline.
I wonder if it's a late hit.
Well, it was thrown.
There's one right down on the sideline too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard face mask on the defense. Those penalties offset. We'll replay 3rd down.
That was a nice description of exactly what happened. Watch the tail end of this. This is the inadvertent face mask. The hand gets on the face mask. The hand comes off quickly, so that's the 5-yard penalty.
And that was
guess who made the tackle, Bob?
Mr. Hall.
Yeah,
You got to
exactly.
tell me that. Also, Jordan was in there with a face mask, so it's nice to see him back in the game. If you remember, he left earlier with an injury, but he's back in there. 3:04, clock stopped. Brandeis gets it off. Low snap. Looking. Pressure, throws it. The ball's going to be incomplete. They got tangled up down there. Chavis and Jaquez Green both going for the ball, and Brandeis really took a hit. Quarterback pressured by Anthony Jordan.
Boy, Jordan just levels him on this blitz. Right of your screen, number 27. You're going to see, 92 coming in there. That's Harvey. He gets just leveled.
Well, the Vanderbilt defense did its job.
Yes, they did.
You see the players getting tangled up with each other, but no flag there. So Stevenson will come back in and punt. This time we'll try and pin him deep.
I think Kim Anderson, our spotters, had to sharpen his pencil for Carlton Hall's tackles today, because he is
Big
just
day.
What a day he has had.
Gators are going to let the clock run down and take the penalty again. So they ran 25 seconds off the clock, gets us under 3 minutes with 2:57 remaining.
On the offense, 4th down.
Boy, 14 tackles. That's a bunch, Bob. That's amazing. I mean, you just don't see that very often.
Yeah, he earned his keep today, didn't he?
Yes, he did. 14 tackles and a sack.
Well, he's actually the leading tackler on this team, and as you mentioned, Jamie Duncan gets a lot of the credit in the headlines, but Hall has been very consistent. Wobbly kick. Duke gets it at the 10 and picks up 6. Another flag goes down.
Boy, and you hate seeing those flags. We see so many of them on punt returns. A lot of times it's that inadvertent hand in the back. But, you know, I'll never forget John Madden used to tell us, if you could read their name, don't block them, because the names are on the back of the jerseys.
2:47 remaining in the game. The Gators try to improve to 7-2 and 5-2 in the SEC.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
See the score, Florida leading 20-7. Couple of tough games left. They play South Carolina on the road. We'll have that for you next week. And then they wind up against Florida State here in the Swamp. So the Gators, if they want a top 10 finish, they need to win those 2 games. Allen wrestled down after he picks up 2 or 3. Again, Florida is still in the race of the East, but they need some help.
They certainly do. They need help like Tennessee needed help from Georgia. They need help, of course, from someone. And I'll tell you, we may see that game, that Kentucky-Tennessee game, because that may be a huge game. Tim Couch against Peyton Manning, that's going to be an offensive show. In a couple of weeks, it's going to be amazing.
Allen the draw again. And he's spun down by Teddy Sims, who has come on in relief of Dwayne Thomas and has played well today. 6 tackles today. There you see the final in overtime. Tommy West and the Clemson Tigers knock off Duke 23-20. So Clemson trying to stay in the running for a bowl bid.
Well, I think if you're Vanderbilt, you're a Vanderbilt fan, you've got to be proud of your team. You come in, you're a 36-point underdog, and your team has played really hard. If you're a Florida fan, you've got to be pleased that Florida has finally got some.
Williams on a seam. Jimmy Williams. Tico Brown knocks him out at the 40. Williams, you can tell, though, he's got that left ankle problem and just didn't have the jets, but that play was set up, and Vanderbilt got Williams on the corner, and he picks up a lot of yardage down the sideline.
Good play right here, right there. The quarterback reads the pitch and throws the pitch to Williams, and Williams, as you said, breaks the seam. With a good ankle, he may cut back underneath and make this go all the way. Well, watch Hogan's on this block right here. Just tying him up out here. That's Ronnie Battle, number 10. He ties him up, kicks him outside, and you see right there, Williams is the one that breaks loose on the play.
I'll tell you, Morgan also had a good block on the play. Allen looking, firing for the end zone. Hogan can't get there.
Nothing wrong with that play, though. Throw it down there.
Yep. Hogan's tried to run it down. It was a little bit too far out in front. You don't have any timeouts, so an incompleted pass stops the clock.
Sure does.
And the clock is down to 1:24.
But as I was saying, Woody Woodenhofer's got to be pleased with his team. His team never quit today. They came in incredible underdogs, and they've played tough football. Who knows? They may score in this situation. May really make this game interesting.
Allen, second receiver, trying to get it to Yoder. And he was being bumped along the sideline, couldn't get free. Tyrone Baker down there playing one-on-one coverage with Todd Yoder. So now it's 3rd and 10 for Vanderbilt, trailing 20-7.
That was going to be a stop and go. What they did with Yoder on the side is they ran him down about 8-9 yards, and he was supposed to take off. The corner was sitting right on top of him, didn't let him run. Damian Allen looked downfield. Maybe find that back coming out of the backfield. Maybe throw one to the tight end. But you got to pick up first down yardage here. 3rd and 10 to go. You got one more down if you don't make it here.
Pitch back to Williams, trying to get on the corner. Gets one block. Not this one. He breaks a tackle and picks up a first down. The clock will stop now with a marking of the ball. Good run by Jimmy Williams.
Boy, and a good block by Paul Morgan, the fullback, on Johnny Rutledge, the outside weak backer on the play. He makes the block that springs him to the outside. See, there's Morgan, number 41. Watch him in your screen right there. Second man right here. Good roll, just good block on Rutledge to occupy him. And you see the missed tackle by 24 Weary. That gets him down, gets him that first down yardage. There's no quitting this Vanderbilt team yet. Oh, did you see what he did? I thought Damian Allen lined up behind the guard.
Now on the option. I won't get much done there. The clock runs now. 50 seconds.
Did you see that? I thought Damian Allen went up and lined up behind to take the snap from the right guard, but maybe he did. Looked like he did.
Vanderbilt trying to hurry up now. 37 seconds and counting. Damian Allen. See if he stops the clock right here. Nope, he's going to throw it. He's going to get sacked.
Can't let him in that fast. Beauchamp in there, number 93 again. Just coming off hard.
And let's see if Vanderbilt, they might not get another playoff. Clock is at 10. The Gator fans will count it down.
We've got to hurry.
6 sacks on the day for the Gators. They'll get one more playoff, maybe. This will be the last play of the game. Allen throws for the end zone. Incomplete, and the game is over. The Florida Gators have won on homecoming as the Gators take it 20-7, the 100th victory in the coaching career of Gators coach Steve Spurrier. Gators no touchdowns in the second half, but they got 2 touchdown passes in the first from Noah Brandeis, enough to hold off Vanderbilt. And the Gators move to 7-2, 5-2 in the SEC. The Commodores 3-6, 0-6 in the conference. We'll wrap things up from Gainesville in a moment.